We have Nitro and Phoenix here. I'm headed to free them early so you two can say hi. But
Hi.
my mic might be a bit quiet. Let me know if it is. My microphone drivers are actually currently not working, and it was like, you need to restart your computer. But they normally cause problems, so I just decided I'm actually not going to do that. But my mic might be quiet because the microphone driver is messing up. It like boosts the volume. So if I'm quiet, I can turn it up. But welcome everyone. I hope we're all having a good morning. Can't hear you over the music. Is it that bad?
Oh.
I am pretty quiet. Oh, go fucking figure, dude.
What's up?
Just the... I was afraid this was going to be a problem. I'm just going to turn myself way up in OBS, actually. Fuck it, I don't even care. Let's turn this up.
I just got an offer for 3 free months of Apple Music.
That's
kind of nice.
Can I... Okay, I guess I have to do it this way. I guess I have to add each individual 1/10 of a decibel. That should be much better, hopefully. I've turned it up from my previous use of 2 to 5. Once again, I fucking hate this microphone. At least I fucking hate G-Hub, and I need to get a new one at this point. The microphone itself is fine in terms of quality, but the software that you use for it just fucking sucks ass. It is so annoying.
G-Hub.
We'll figure this out eventually.
I'd say G-Hub being so bad is the only reason I've ever considered getting a new mouse.
I'm fine with it for my mouse, but for the microphone, it just... Holy shit, it's annoying. Okay, anyhow.
I just remember there was one point where G-Hub literally would not open, so I could not change the settings of my mouse or my keyboard, and I had to revert to an old version of it just to get the program to open.
Poggers. I think, yeah, today's live reaction was contributed to us by Evelyn. This is something that basically no one will actually understand, but I do think it may actually be funnier that way.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Thank you, Salus. Just giving me die. Damn, I wasn't expecting Do Not Disturb to be off.
Well, I guess there's your reminder.
I guess that's my reminder. Ignore the Vitus Essence thing. There was a little additional stream that was done that like Megan and Rebecca did, talking about the update in a little bit more detail, and they confirmed that the new Galvanized mods... Why are you so red? Anyways, the Galvanized mods are going to be in the Vitus Essence store, like every other Galvanized mod is. So I realized I should probably get to, you know, grinding that stuff periodically, just so I have access to it. What's in Nightwave? Hydralisk, I'm not gonna lie, that is a little bit annoying, but it's tolerable. We'll go see who I have for this. Offered with Jordis Golem today. Jordis is the kind of thing where I feel like you want to wait until you have a better art gun. Galvanized steel, not square. Grim.
If you please.
Fuck off, Lloyd. Okay, what? God damn it! I am literally getting stuck on every piece of geometry in this room.
I was gonna say, this is hard to watch.
I have Dante.
Oh, nice.
Steedo. Yeah, this should be pretty easy.
Oh.
I never use. I hate playing arbitrations. I'll be honest with you all, I think arbitrations are fucking boring. Got the Dread Augment today. I think, yeah, it is available if you've been completing all the daily challenges now, I think.
Yeah, it should be.
What am I doing? I don't need to change my load. My K drive is now sewering me. Dante, Cedo, Lotto, and I think Eden was the best one I had. We'll throw on a Panzer Volpophyla because I'm unoriginal. This should all be fine.
I'm so happy they're not changing Adarza at all. Stay away from my Pookie.
Yeah, I'm glad that they were like, yeah, we're ignoring this one. So yeah, Assassination is finally actually back.
When was the last time it was in?
It's legitimately been months. It's been so long. Here, I will invite the two of you.
I'm already in a lobby with Nitro if you want to join us instead.
Fine. Unreal. Did they talk
Yeah.
about Venari? There is
Oh,
nothing
good.
about Venari in the patch notes.
I was
Just
gonna say, I
D&D
can't
blocks
invite-
it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I turned it off. I forgot about that.
Quick, everyone, take these 5 seconds to send him slurs.
That would be funny, but I'm turning that shit back on as soon as I load into this lobby. Too slow.
It's okay,
Okay.
chat. We'll get him next time.
Yes, your eyes aren't deceiving you.
I got Oberon and Exurges, and that's the only thing that I have that's good.
Considering that Phoenix has Octavia and I have Dante, we're just gonna hope that we can carry.
Yeah,
That guy had, like,
you
a
know how
really
to
pretty
calculate
gold
mod
ribbon, and then he
buffs?
switched off of it.
That depends on what kind of mod and what kind of buff. I'll be honest with you, Octogen, that is a very broad question. The barrage cooking with bad words. You already DM'd me bad words on Steam, Avery, you dick. Unreal. Unfucking real. Try to beat the mid allegations. The worst part to me is that Venari is actually good. She's just not good because she's good. She's good because she can be used for things that are good. Yep, there's Avery giving me mid on Steam. Just act like it's the most offensive slur ever. Alright, Bayon. Is the mission cute and just not showing me?
No, I haven't queued it yet. I just want to make sure everyone is ready.
I am. I don't know if Nitro's still doing his nails or whatever the fuck.
I'm getting my fucking loadout set up. I don't even see the mission yet.
Additive crit
like,
chance
yeah,
specific
something
enough. Additive with what? Because if it's crit chance additive with mods, then yeah, that's something that can be done. If it's additive, and the wiki calls these additive, and they're technically right, but I don't like wording it that way. But if you mean stuff like Arcane Avenger or like Harrow's buff or something like that, typically a lot of people would call that a flat buff. And those you just add the number on top at the end. But if it's additive with mods like, you know, point strike, critical delay, something like that, the math of that isn't terribly difficult. He's ready to gamble on Wednesday.
I'm trying to get this 3-month
You know what?
free Apple Music trial.
I just realized I can't queue the mission. I think Phoenix has to do it, because I'm pretty sure the bug where if someone who isn't the host queues it, it's not elite, is probably still in the game.
Okay, yeah, I was just waiting for Nitro to tell me he's ready.
This is the reason that Nitro has no rights.
There we go. You know, I started that.
No,
Mechanic.
yeah,
I
and
lost
then
one.
then you'll get kicked from the lobby. Oh, I
Oh,
hate this game's lobby
okay.
system. Phoenix, you'll have to hit X on it. Like I said, I'm pretty sure if someone who's not the host queues it, it doesn't work. I cannot invite you, Phoenix has to. Funny.
There you go.
Poor horse. This is just one of Nitro's many bimbo moments.
Why can't you invite me?
I can't invite you because it said only the host is allowed to. Didn't realize this was such a rabbit hole. There's a lot of rabbit holes in Warframe for things like this. With aptitude, just got a ribbon with damage you needed to know. I actually don't know off the top of my head, but I'm reasonably certain that in Warframe discussion in Gradler Gang, if you're still there, I believe the spreadsheet is pinned. I know someone posted it there for sure. I'm pretty sure we pinned it.
Alright, we good?
Yeah, if you want to start it, I'm ready.
Alright. I'm ready! While I wait, I'm gonna try and figure out why it's not letting me enter my Apple password, because I kind of want this free trial of Apple Music.
You can make the boss into the frag. Honestly, EDA Fragmented 1 sounds like the most nightmarish thing ever.
Say, hang on. Oh my god, it's the Phoenix. Well, I can't. It got rid of my old playlist. Not currently available in the United States. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Phoenix is no longer available in the United States.
I wanted to look at my old playlist from when I was in high school because I used to use Apple Music, but I guess not. Fuck me then.
Were you not in the United States at the time, or?
No, I've never been out of the United States in my life.
Like, sorry, Phoenix, we know the truth. You're not from the United States.
I'm sorry, Phoenix. I hate to break it to you. This is how you find out you've been deported.
We sent your music back to its country, goddammit.
Hang on,
Not the
playlist.
music, the user.
There is only
That,
one song on this playlist, and it is Buzzcut Season by Lord.
I accidentally just casted that twice.
I'm gonna remove it now.
What was the modifier for this one? Necromex? Yeah. Hostile support might be kind of annoying, but the more people you have, the easier it is. Also, welcome to that. Once again, if the game is too loud because I'm playing Dante and he blows your fucking eardrums out, let me know. Dante and Jade are both so fucking loud.
Elaboration?
their abilities are just really, really loud.
Ah, valid.
You guys are lucky. I mean, I feel like Oberon's not particularly lucky.
I mean, it could be
Keep it
very
this
much worse.
way,
It
Dante
could be
moment.
worse.
True. That's the worst. But I think the game audio is probably fine if I'm not playing Dante. But as long as I'm playing him, I'm impossible to fucking hear.
I want to get it.
Domestic drone tier. I fucked up. I accidentally have Vazarin on. Whatever. As long as someone else has Zeneric, I'll be fine.
I do.
I'm
It's
pretty
okay,
sure
cool
did.
kid.
When you
I
were
have
doing
the
that.
Octavia passive.
What do you
Oh,
think?
I have Zeneric on. I took the one that doesn't let me transference.
Why would you
I
ever
don't
take
know.
that modifier? What is wrong with you?
Because the other ones were worse.
No, they're not. Transference Distortion is, in my opinion, easily the worst modifier in the entire game. Alright, everyone observe another one of Hyper's many bimbo moments.
Yes.
Why is your Dante so bright? He's really not.
You're over.
Pretty much all of my fashions are actually very muted. It's mostly the metallics on him. Or I guess if you mean the hands and the feet, that's the ephemera. Octavia passive my goat. Nah, I still very firmly believe it is mid as shit, and I do not know why people jerk it off so much. 1 energy per second is not that life-changing, if you asked me.
That's like an unranked Dreamer's Bond. That is such a big deal, though, isn't it?
Dreamer's Bond is useful early game. Bombastine Core? I don't think that's a real word. I think you made that up.
Bomb core, you mean?
But, like, early on, that kind of stuff from Dreamer's Bond and shit is fine. But, like, as soon as you get access to Wellspring, I don't think it's that helpful anymore.
Smite.
Okay, why do I have
Smite,
flailing
smite,
lance
smite,
equipped
smite.
on this weapon, and why is this stance so weird?
To a flailing big branch right now. Won't let me send $1. Blah. Or Energy Nexus. Yeah, Energy Nexus, I would say, is like... The reason I didn't count it, it's later in the game, because it comes from the labs versus Wellspring, which you can get very, very early. I guess you could trade for it, but I guess that depends on if the new player even knows it exists. Regardless, though, both of those I think just blow the passive out of the water. They're, especially with Zeneric, it doesn't take up a mod slot. It is so loud in here. I'm doing the sacrifice. Sacrifice isn't that bad. I mean, it's a great quest, but I mean, in terms of difficulty, it's not that difficult. Minus looking for shit to scan, that part can be kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Alternatively, if you have a bad amp or a moat amp, good luck fighting Umbra. Just trying to fight Umbra with a moat amp sucks.
I mean, that's what I did. And it was pretty easy.
Yeah, that's what I did too. And
It reminds me of them having to nerf the Angels quest because everyone was trying to do it with the moat amp and they were failing, and it's like, really, I wonder why. They nerfed Umbra shields, but there's been enough changes over time. Maybe Lamau. They said it was already pretty powerful, not OP. And like, I'll say this, Caliban's passive is by no means bad. I just think it is exceedingly flawed in a lot of ways, but it's definitely not bad. My biggest hope is that they would make it stack with adaptation to 95%, but they didn't, so I guess I'll just have to seethe on that one.
I mean, if you don't use adaptation in usually, which I don't because I'm weird, it's actually alright. But like
I was gonna
otherwise,
say,
you know, it
yeah.
doesn't do anything.
It's an okay buff.
I will say, to be fair to the not using adaptation part, like not using adaptation because they're giving him out for free, not using adaptation on Caliban is about to be a lot of people.
Yeah, oh,
Because there are a lot of
that's
people,
fair.
especially new players, who
Wow.
do not own that mod, who are about to get this Warframe.
It's nice
Blue
for
and
parties,
shiny
yeah.
blue, let's go.
What did we even get? I was looking
A
away from
blue and a
Blue and a
Tau
Tau
Forged
Forged
blue.
blue.
Fucking hell, man.
Blue.
Why? I have so many of these, and I'm never
Welcome
gonna
to
fucking
streaming.
use
you
them.
all wonder why I normally only stream with one other person who talks once every 5 minutes.
I'm
on
sorry,
top of
are we
just,
too
like,
loud?
Not too loud. It's just a lot going on, and it's not like it's an issue for me necessarily. But this game is such a clusterfuck on top of stuff
Okay.
like this that it can be hard to keep track of what's going on for people.
Okay,
This one, I believe, is the one where we have to stand by the towers, right? Oh no, this is the one with the Necromex. Okay, this should be easy because I have fucking
As I do.
Lotto.
Yeah, and I have a Lex.
Okay, just yeah, release him.
Will
Catch
Necromech
me there,
attack
soul
Octavia's
Tag.
one?
I think so, because they typically still fall for taunts, and he's a shock exorcist. These gamers and Dante all at once, dead ass. All right, fuck this guy, bruh. Hold on, look at these fucking triple red crits. Fuck this guy, bruh. Fuck him up, birds. Go, my bird. They're still so fucking tanky, though.
Bird up, motherfuckers.
Yeah, bird up, bird up. Get him, jump him, jump him.
Don't be saying that shit to me. I'm not a
Bird up.
any bird up knowers. If you're a knower in chat, say dropping bird in chat if you're a knower.
Dropping bird. Yeah, this will be the certified lurker moment, actually. If you've been lurking in chat, go ahead and type dropping bird. Hold on. Dropping bird.
Those
This
who
will be the
know.
certified lurker moment.
What the fuck is that a reference to?
My job.
Oh.
Go ahead, give us that.
Because when I guess for context for people in chat, I work at Raising Cane's, and when you're going to put the chicken in the fryers, we say that you're dropping bird.
So fucking loud. I have to turn this game down, dude. It's hurting my ears.
Okay, hang on, I'll try.
There.
The other Necromech is up, so.
Oh, that's the life support
We
one.
got the Luximus.
Like, once we kill this guy, we really probably don't actually have to pick his stuff up. Because we're already fine. If you want to back up Phoenix so you don't pick up the life support he drops, I don't think you need it yet.
Pick up the. Does does he drop?
That's the
I
modifier.
thought he just reduced the time.
Yeah, he'll just spit out a bunch of life support. And my vacuum pulled it all to me. Well, that didn't work. Anyways. Yeah, welcome, November.
Someone just said looting bird. Stay away from him.
Put you in the fryer. Also, I have the next Exodus one here. It is a Jade Light. It's porn! Guys, oh my god, Iowa final boss has pulled up to the function.
What?
Iowa final boss. He has no arms or anything for me. It's just corn in his hat. Help! Help!
Scared the shit out of me, bro.
It's a Jade Light corn. Iowa final boss. Iowa final boss.
I see it too!
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's for everyone.
Iowa final boss. Get him. Jump him.
I'm
It's
chilling.
freaking
I'm
Iowa
chilling,
Governor
reading
Kim
chat, and I
Reynolds
just
has
hear
arrived.
it's corn. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dog?
It's her. It's Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds and her fucking Titan from Titanfall. She's like a boss fight in the campaign. Holy shit.
Prepare for corn.
Prepare for corn. Thank you for the one.
Cornball, isn't it?
I'm glad you finally got it working. Holy shit. I'm sorry if that made you too
Oh, that scared
loud
the shit
there.
out of me.
I can't help but flip my shit when Jade Eximus Corn manifests on my screen. Welcome to peak Warframe. Jade Eximus Corn. The next life support dude is in here. I'll go grab him real quick. A bunch of my VFX are breaking, by the way. Oh, is it because of the invisibility from Octavia?
Probably.
That might be why.
Probably.
Fuck this guy up real quick.
How much time did the Necromech shave off?
The Necromex, I believe, shave off 45 seconds if it's the Eximus ones. And then I believe
there's the
these ones that
Guzzling
spawn in, that give you life support, drop like 6 canisters or something. Thank
I
you
love
for the
level 400 Guzzling.
The $1 Canadian. I just love watching that from Nova Umbrella, and I see my chat revenue go from $1 to $1.84. Weak ass
Is Nova
currency.
Canadian?
Yeah, Nova Canadian.
I did not know
Weak
that.
ass currency. Unreal.
The Gruzzlings are coming towards y'all. One of them is.
Because I don't have Zeneric, I'm actually getting low on energy right now. Okay, we're good.
No, I can come to you.
An atomizer. Boom, 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 boom.
I care not for the Grizzling. That's the hood dollar. Is that what you guys call it over there? Oh, I got the Grizzling. Oh my god, there's another one! What the fuck? Rick Kim
I
Reynolds
don't
round
see it.
2!
I don't see it this time.
What the
Never mind,
fuck?
yes I do.
What the fuck? Welcome to- this is literally just EDA Iowa edition. Holy fuck. Phase 2! Phase 2!
Iowa phase 2, let's go, bitches!
This is the sequel. It's Chuck Grassley this time instead. What the fuck?
Oh, hang on.
We have to fight through like every single Iowan senator and congressperson for this EDA. Holy shit.
Got him!
Oh my god.
We
Let's
did, we
roll.
did, bro. We killed Torn!
In the middle of Chicago? Real. I don't have that much energy because I'm not using my fucking tome.
Alright, I put down a wellspring right here.
Epic. I'm relying so much on just killing things with my Lotto.
Oh yeah, I have my gear wheel, so I can also put down an energy pad.
A second face has hit Cool Kid. Real and true. Alright, this is a normal Necromech who has no affiliation with the state of Iowa, as it would appear.
Kentucky Necromech, I don't know.
Good ending. Normal Necromech. No affiliation with the state of Iowa. If you play LobCorp, I see that now I'm going to have multiple people gaslighting me into trying it. Oh, right, we must have that one where, yeah, getting kills fucks with your jump height. I was like, why am I jumping so low?
What the fuck? That's what's doing it?
Yeah, there's one where if you are near an enemy when they die, you get a jump and move speed reduction, I believe.
Huh.
Overguard Printer. Fuck you. Not you, Phoenix, the guy who's trying to summon the mech. Alright, is it going to be phase 3? Okay. Well, this is actually kind of shit. It's a Bone Widow, but it's a leech.
Ah.
I honestly think that mechs should not be able to spawn as leeches. Like, on the one hand, Bone Widow is much, like, easier to kill than Void Rig, but on the other, Leech is a percentage-based heal.
Yeah.
I am stuck against the wall right now, so if he spawns one of the Leech puddles under me, I'm sorry. I'm gonna heal this guy to full health immediately.
Yeah, he did.
He fucking leeched someone. I can't see because of the fact that he's stuck against the wall. Sir. Sir. You must be very, very mindful of the... Why are my shots not connecting? What the fuck?
We got an ally on the field. We got an ally on.
He's just not
Please
consenting.
Die.
He's just
oh my
not
God,
consenting.
Die, dog.
I would say he's sapping someone. Okay, he was. The fact that he's not turning around is what's making this so hard.
Bro,
You
die!
bitch!
Oh my
You
God!
bitch! Okay, fuck this guy. We only have a minute left. I don't care enough. He won't back away from the wall. And we think it's gonna jump scare us.
It's like you're a spy trying to fight someone, but they're up against the corner, so you just can't backstab them.
It's like, please, just fucking turn around so we can kill you. No more Iowa boss fight. Okay, fuck this.
He's running after us. We can hit his back now. We can give him back shots.
We can what?
That one Destiny clan.
We're gonna spike kill this mech. If he heals again, I'm leaving him.
Oh, are we trying to kill it?
I'm spike killing the mech.
Real and true.
I just have to be very cognizant of the,
Smites, man. Let's go.
Okay, there we go. Alright, let's get out of here. I missed you. Thank you for stopping by. Just kill the mech. It is that easy. Also, sorry, it's kind of hard to read the chat because I'm actually trying to focus on the game mode somewhat. Nitro, if you go for those and fucking die, I wring out your neck.
Yeah, no, I'm just spamming smite on the neck and mech. It's actually working. Yeah, he's dead.
What stuff you get if you own Caliban? You'll still get a free one, so you can use it for the Warframe slot. You can feed him to the wall. If you've already done all that like me, then really he's just a Warframe slot, which I don't even need, to be honest. But
you can just sell him, you know, consign it to the Lotus or some shit. You can co-sign a Caliban.
who wants to finance a Caliban together with a firm? Okay, you can't just show up in my chat and hit me with the which Warframe has a piss fetish. What are you talking about? Oh.
Didn't you talk about this with Dabuchi like ages ago?
No, his video was something that was completely different.
And that was about
kind of
Dwarf and some shit, right?
It was. I'm not repeating it. You can just watch the video.
I don't know why you're telling people to watch that video. I remember you saying you were ashamed of it.
Viewers are responding to Cool Kid's command to drop bird by posting messages indicating they are dropping birds as well. Viewers are saying a corn boss enemy appeared in the stream. They're making various jokes about the situation, including references to fried chicken cat and asking if corn is about to jump scare them.
Oh man,
real?
Okay, wait, we got a yellow shard, and what else do we get?
You always get the like small lanthorn bump at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So now we have to do the last one. If I can have a wellspring, please. Like I said, my dumbass brought Vazarin. I mean, it'll be helpful for the instant revive, but
yeah, I can just drop like a shit zillion energy. Also, I love how it said birds plural. So I just
Yeah.
imagined a bunch of people like simultaneously just like picking up a bird and just socking it at a wall.
I'm thinking of it like the like Rook
Sorry,
from where he's
Connor.
like dropping armor, like that one, just like dropping bird. Bird here.
Dropping package. Dropping a mark.
Dropping
Yeah,
bird.
I would say if any of the
Bird,
107 of
100
you in chat
meters.
right now work at Kane's right now,
Fast,
you
fast,
know what's
fast.
good.
Hey guys, cool bird here. Deadass. Dude, my frames are
Candy.
just fucking tanking in the labs lately.
Oh my god. What the fuck? I haven't used these Hikus in ever. Look at my fucking fire rate.
My dog is just walking into my closet door. Are you dumb?
I mean, we
Is
know
it
that.
gay?
I mean, maybe. My apologies, my dog is in fact brain damaged. Need a bird bag. I need a bird bag. Are you two clowns coming? Because your dumbass about to die.
No. Maybe.
I don't know if I
Is my
believe
tree just
you.
turned off?
Get the fuck in here.
I forgot how to
Remember,
parkour.
everyone.
Awesome.
If Phoenix dies, we're sending them to conversion therapy.
Again.
What?
Phoenix was not aware of this before they signed the contract.
What? I signed something?
Yes. Phoenix doesn't know how to read, so we had to forge their signature.
Oh.
Fucking bird that I hate. And I have to find this one image where it's like awesome lesbian couple and then just the intimidating horse.
Some shit, yeah.
I think I can't remember
So
if I
fucking
sent that to
funny.
you. I remember seeing it and meaning to. I don't know if I ever did.
When did the diet milk? What? I'm not even gonna read that for fear of it getting clipped. What the fuck are you talking about, dog?
Also, chat. Make sure you're on live chat, not talk chat.
I am, because then people will have to. I have to read the most reprehensible things people post.
It's part of the
Wander
job.
around like a fucking Oblivion NPC. I just realized I think this is gonna be enough to finish it, so I didn't even need to put that Vitrium in there. Oh no, we need 2 more. Okay, I remember from 16 or 18.
From the Vitrium be seeking.
It says we need 30.
It's each different stage of this can you can pick up more eyes per stage. So like the first one you can only pick up 8, and then I believe you can pick up 10, and then you can pick up 12.
Oh.
So it takes
Okay.
minimum 3 to get through it. Honestly, though, I actually do like this mission. I haven't played a Fervo that much since the event, because obviously most of us probably played the shit out of it, but
Yeah, I remember that.
oh, welcome, Vivian. Getting fucked by EDA. Well, I've gotten an orange or a yellow and 2
Oh my
blue.
god. Infinite ammo. Guys, I have fucking infinite more rounds in this fucking one-shot Exergis. Let's go!
Poggers. Can I have a wellspring, please?
I have become death,
yes.
destroyer of Darvo.
I forgot to take off my because I switched to Vazarin so that the Zeneric Inner Might Orb would stop fucking up the thumbnail, and I completely forgot.
It's over here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And honestly, if the final boss becomes Korn, I will cry.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Honestly, considering how old Chuck Grassley is, the Fragmented might actually be Chuck Grassley. It's just like the amalgamation of like him and every Iowan he represents. Also,
Can you do the one in EDA?
no, I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah,
capped
fire
at
rate's gone,
30.
man.
That'd be funny.
If you can do the one, no, we're not. The Fragmented Gorn, deadass.
Guys, we need to teleport bread.
I love corn. Why did you have to remind me that that video fucking exists, Zaya?
I love corn.
Okay,
What?
we have to find... What the fuck? I tried to grab this Vitrium and I just... Okay.
No.
It won't let me pick it up anyways. Okay, that's fine. Try getting 31. Can't wait for Gamble Frame. Koumei does look like a lot of fun. I'm very excited for her.
That's it. I feel like just kind of the nature of her kit, she's gonna have a lot of replayability just because basically every mission is gonna be a different experience with her.
Yeah, especially with the entire decree thing. We'll have to see what's actually available, because they didn't say on stream if there are any restrictions. They said there's no limit to how many you can get. At least not that they're aware of currently, but we don't know if there's any restrictions on what you can pull. I personally hope there are no restrictions. I think that would make her the most exciting, but it would also make her interesting that she'd be a frame kind of like Nidus, who's weak at first, but gets progressively stronger.
I'll say, yeah, we haven't had someone like that in a while.
Yet triple one instantly dies.
Honestly, I was hoping that at least something would damage her in some way, shape, or form. She like a fucking nat 1.
I'm guessing they probably didn't do that purely because it's bad luck. Originally termed as the spider frame. The spider frame thing was a joke psyop by Steve. That was never going to be.
And honestly, good.
At this point, I'm almost positive they're going to add one because the memes are so high.
I really hope not, honestly.
But yeah, it was just a chat comment asked Spider Frame when Steve read it, and then everyone was like, yep, it's confirmed. It's happening. It's like, welcome to the Warframe community, everybody.
Yep. Warframe
not
has an
a joke,
arachnophobia mode that removes her from the game. If
Trust
someone
me,
tries
guys.
to join your lobby when you have the arachnophobia mode on, they get banned.
Unironically, please.
Trust me, guys. Raids are actually coming back.
I think I am stuck.
Can you slash unstuck?
Unstuck
out
did
of
not
it?
work. Okay, I had to unstuck and then like parkour in a direction. I was stuck outside the arena. Also, holy shit, we're obliterating this guy. Or no,
I know
get
I've
a
said
second
this
health bar.
before, but I'll reiterate my opinion. I do not think Rage should come back. Oh god,
Oh,
the fact that he's
there's
red
nothing.
gives them myopic. Guys, holy shit! It's all 8 Iowa residents. They formed into one super being.
The witness?
Yeah, deadass. What the fuck are we witnessing? The fucking Hawkeyes play? Who gives a shit? Just kill it! Mid-ass football team, open fire! The fragmented Iowan. I can't believe it. This is one giant conglomerate of every Hy-Vee employee. Kill him, kill him! I do not want my milk in a fucking bag, you freak!
Why do y'all do that? Who does? Is that like
taking all
actually a
our
thing? I
health.
thought milk in a bag was like a Canadian thing only.
That's as in like, as in they want to put your gallon of milk in a bag, as if I would need it in there.
Oh,
It's not like the milk is sold in the bag. It's like, do you want your milk in a bag? No!
I was like
Funky, no!
sponkler.
Bronculus. No! I love damage attenuation. This is taking forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep fry the milk in a bag. New fucking ordinary sausage episode, head ass.
I want to see someone kill one of these bosses on the steel path with only their operator.
That sounds
Does this thing have a
fucking
head?
miserable.
Does this thing have a head?
You have to shoot for the orbs. Whenever it opens up certain attacks, there are orbs inside of it that counts the headshot. I want milk in my balls. Well, good news.
It's
What? I feel like that sounded like a threat.
To the marionette frame. She seems to be like her entire theme is sort of, it seems like weaving the threads of destiny. So she has this theme of being both like a fortune teller,
I
like
need my destiny too.
clairvoyant, but she also does have that puppet theme in the way she looks, the way she likes to, you know, like tie enemies up with her 4 and like the strings from her 1 and stuff.
And we
like
all know
that.
some of you would like that, like her to do that to you. Like,
All right, guys, we have another BDSM frame.
oh nah, you about to start tweaking.
Thing in Japanese mythology? Yeah, fair enough. I'm not super well versed on Japanese mythology. Really, I only know a basic amount of mythology in general. Alright, this little fucking orb thing blocks your shit. I actually like that this attack on the suzerain is ridiculously easy to just fucking like clown on him because he's like vulnerable for such a long time.
Yeah.
And yes, I love that he spits out all the other fragments. It's just goofy as shit. I unironically think that Relentless Tide is a buff because you just have infinite ammo spawning, basically.
Yeah, I guess.
What is there to
Unfortunately,
prep
you
for
can't smite
Koumei?
the Caesarean, which would be funny.
Actually, a few things. You'll want to get your open world rep high because those the conservation handlers will sell several new companion mods, and you'll want at least 60 Vitus Essence to buy the new Galvanize mods.
I'll say, I'm guessing, are we planning on doing armies after this?
That depends on if the arbitration isn't shit. But if it
I've not
is, there's
thought about
also Nightwave, Netracells, the Archon Hunt, and I do want to go to some of the open world, specifically Deimos.
Okay.
I discovered on my Steam Deck trying to grind it at work that there is a bug on the Steam Deck version where if you go to Deimos, as soon as you approach an objective, your game goes down to 1 frame every 5 seconds.
Oh.
Cool.
So as for the new Galvanized mods, it has been confirmed they exist. We do not know for sure what they are or what they'll do. If you go to the Warframe website and go to the update page of Koumei, you can see that they've been announced, though, along with 5 new arcanes, which we also know nothing about.
I was saying, they show the mods like, in the pictures, so like we can assume what they are, but
the
like,
mods that
we
they
don't know
show
if
are
actually it's gonna be.
Yeah, the mods that they show are True Steel, Reflex Coil, and Melee Prowess, but we don't know for sure if those will be the ones, and if they are, we do not know what they'll actually do.
What the?
Did Reb say those were the 3 were gonna be the only ones, or will there be more than 3?
They didn't say anything about the quantity or anything like that. They just said where they were coming from. Capture a frame rate to 50? For what bug? Oh, for Steam Deck? That's fucking weird. Capping my frame rate to 50 prevents it? Bruh. Fuck-ass console. They said 3. I know that the website showed 3. I don't know about the dev stream, but I'm guessing based on the website it'll just be 3.
Ooh, yeah.
But yeah, we're also getting 5 new arcanes. I'm guessing from the Koumei mission. If I get another Tau Forge Blue, dude, I'm going to cry. I'm going to actually fucking weep. I do not need these. I do not fucking need these. I'm so sick of them. My birds are tweaking. What the fuck?
I mean, there are 2 Vokas in the pirate bush.
I'll calculate rewards be upon me. Killing myself. Nitro, I swear to fucking God.
There are 2 of them in here.
I am going to promote you to missing person. Get the fuck over here.
Alright, let's see, baby.
We got 2 crescendos.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is going at the top of the suicide note.
Where do you have the natural cells?
I don't actually think it's been shown what Koumei's armor stat is. Her 3 can straight up make her invincible, though, so...
It's like Revenant's armor stat. Not a set, doesn't matter.
What's it this week? The red. This is the one red I'm gonna get this week, folks. The one red I'm gonna get this week is gonna be the one from Bird. That's literally fucking guaranteed.
Yeah.
Do I have any arcanes to dissolve at the Twink? Yeah, actually, I have quite a few. You guys ready to gamble? I'm ready to gamble. I don't need this.
Whack, whack, whack.
Whack.
Let's go gambling. My friend can jackpot woo. I'm guessing you probably can't get the invincibility from the 666. Let's go gambling. We'll do actually no, we'll do some fucked up shit. We'll do the Eidolon ones. Alright. These are actually all pretty good. Not amazing. Ultimatum's decent. Bad. Grace, I guess that's solid.
Like, Grace is good. I don't have Grace Max.
It's weird because Arachne doesn't sell for much, but it's a super good arcane. I just think nobody knows it's very good. We'd be able to, yeah, sell off enough for one more gamble. One more roll of the dice, everyone. Grace was a jump scare. Alright, one more. Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it. Yeah, none of those were very good.
Arcane Pulse, baby.
Let's fucking go. Pulse, deflection, and tempo.
I feel like Pulse is just one of those arcanes you'd think would be good, but like health just like isn't as important of a resource as energy, as stupid as that sounds.
It's also way easier to generate.
Yeah.
Dissolve the Grace you just got. I actually did dissolve all my barriers, because I'm like, this is not self-for enough to justify keeping these. Alright, so we might as well do the Nether cells real quick.
I was gonna say, I still need 15 Graces to max it.
Nova's getting a rework before Trinity and Nyx. They've already said that they're coming in 1999, so I guess I don't really know. It's just like a lot of people were complaining about that on when I was doing the stream of the dev stream, where they were like, why is it that, you know, oh, we're getting these before Trinity and Nyx. Like, they already announced when Trinity and Nyx are getting their reworks. It's in 1999.
I didn't
It's
even know
only
that
like
was
2
happening.
more months.
Deadass. 2 more months with
You
air
know, I don't
quotes.
mean to come off as like a dick, but I feel like that information was made clear to us already. I don't know why people are so confused by it. You know what? I'll play Mesa. It's called I don't really like actually playing the game. Nova's still getting it earlier than them. I don't understand the objection. I'll be honest. I don't feel like Nova needed a rework, but I also will not complain about getting one. It's one of those things where, like, do I think that Nova was, like, in dire need of it or something? No. Thank you for this reaction, Sparky. The live corn jump scare. I'll have to use this for the next one. Sparky, if you're still here, please put that in the live reaction chat if you haven't, so I don't lose it.
Back to what we were.
What they want the most. My guess with the rework to Nova was purely, she's getting a deluxe, this will help it sell better. Because, like,
Yeah.
Nova mostly was, like, if you look at her rework, a lot of it, honestly, is just quality of life changes to her that make her less annoying to play.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the thing with Nova is that even though she was held in pretty high regards, like, a lot of people weren't using her for just regular mission running. She was used for more niche, like, farm stuff. Like, not a lot of people were just playing Nova to play Nova, you know?
Yeah, the main things that make the Nova... Okay, the main things that make the Nova rework stand out is the fact that you can get the 4, you know, can now switch between the 2 forms.
Actually, is playing a Warframe that can slow everyone down in this mission a good idea? No, probably not.
Yeah, Nova's... The passive and her 4 change are the 2 big ones. Everything else is a lot of quality of life stuff. Also, for, about Arcane Arachne. Arcane Arachne is 150% more damage, and it's a multiplicative bonus like Eclipse. It doesn't apply to melees, if memory serves. I don't think they'd ever changed that, but Lavos Deluxe with a rework. Lavos doesn't fucking need a rework. I could see the argument that Nyx did deserve some tune-ups. Like Volt is getting one, and he's not getting a rework, because he got one in Veilbreaker and doesn't really need one, but... I really hope, though, like, because 1999 is going to be doing a pass on Trinity and Nyx, Arthur's an Excalibur, please change his passive. Please. Can they rework Limbo? I feel like at this point, it's funny to me, because something I actually see pretty common, like, in my comments section, and just on streams of people, like, DE just doesn't ever fix the game. They just don't do anything about the old content. And it's like, first of all, like, I have so many examples I could, like, point to at this point. This is just a ridiculous statement at its face. Yeah. But especially with all of these reworks, like, it's one of those things where I'm kind of hopeful that, like, oh, I am experiencing a decent amount of delay when I press my port because I'm not hosting. That is really awkward. But, like, I think there's a decent amount of hope. Force use operator with him. Also, sorry, we can hear you, Phoenix.
Okay, I'm swinging through.
If your complaint is specifically in regards to level capping, I don't really feel like that's applicable to a lot of the game, but light rework. Yeah, I do think that Oberon deserves mostly stat changes. The big things that I would change for him other than that is I do think his passive should be overhauled, and I also think that his 4 should armor strip without carpet, and being on carpet should do something else.
Honestly, yeah.
My biggest problem with Oberon has always kind of been his dog shit energy economy, but we got ways to fix that.
His biggest issue is the fact that he drains energy for every ally he's healing. It's such a weird design decision.
I would say compared to every other support tool we have in the game now, that just feels like such a dated drawback to have on this ability like that.
Oh, it's an Eximus. That's why this Gruzzling is so tanky. I was like, what the fuck? Why is this guy not dead yet?
Leech Gruzzling upon ye.
He's an energy leech, so he's about as bad. Problem is I'm Mesa, so he's able to just run away from me. Perish, 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 fuck you. Okay, thank God, we got his ass. I'm going to plug the Limb Bible, go watch Firefly's Magnum Opus. I actually have seen a part of it, because like he had been talking to me quite a bit about its release. I haven't been able to watch the full thing, because I want to be able to watch it, you know, and like undistracted. But I'm glad that it's doing so well for him. A Sci-Fi Freaks video about Limbo, like his 2-hour guide about Limbo.
Also, Sci-Fi is not subscribed to 369 on anyone to kill yourself.
No, Sci-Fi is not subscribed. He's not a member, and I only made that joke because I got a ping from Nova's supporter chat, which I'm in because of the meme where we like supported each other, and I saw Sci-Fi, and I'm like, you motherfucker. Almost one big update every week. Okay, I'll be honest with you. Is DE small relative to something like Epic? Yes. Is DE an indie game? No. Like, let's not kid ourselves here. DE is still quite large for a company. I'm pretty sure last we heard they have at least over 300 employees.
That's 200 more than Arrowhead.
Like, DE is big enough that they can have the dev team for Warframe release this content, and they have a team working on Soulframe. Like, are they small compared to, like, AAA? Yes, but I don't think it's fair to call them a small company. Is at least AA? I could see the argument for that.
Nothing like my favorite indie
It's the kind of thing where I feel like you would be like, how do I put this? It would be a comparison of saying something like Newegg is a small company because of the existence of Amazon. Like, if you're going to make that comparison, then sure, but that's kind of unfair. When it comes to consistent, actually meaningful updates. I think, honestly, a big part of it is that the previous generation of DE before 2021, or I guess 2022, although yeah, Necros completely fucks over Oberon, but the modern, Phoenix, you have it.
Check the fucking Peep the Exergis!
Modern DE, I think, is a lot more in touch with how the game is actually played. And I think that's also part of why they're, like, going over... Yeah, they're definitely going over the old game because they understand how it actually plays. God, this fucking lag is killing me.
I was gonna say, I will say, new DE being, like, having that kind of, like, more in-touch design philosophy has had the unfortunate side effects of every Warframe being a DPS.
I mean, yeah, at this point, every Warframe is just the power creep has gotten fucking insane. Like, I'll be honest with you all, I think we've experienced more power creep since Angels of the Zeraman than we had in the game's entire fucking history up to then. Like, from Angels to now, we've experienced more power creep than pretty much any other era in the game's history. The Summerless, I do hope that Oberon gets some tune-ups one day, but the question is, what would incentivize them to do it? Also, thanks for stopping by. Have a good
the one. Oberon Heirloom, baby, let's go.
Fire Interactive.
I don't honestly know. Fucking what's it?
I don't know how large they are. Oh my god, are you guys seeing this? I hit my 4 and I'm just stuck walking around for like 10 seconds before I can actually shoot. This is cancer.
Your internet.
I don't know why this is happening. It's not even consistent. Sometimes it works fine, others I'm just stuck waddling around. Who up Koumei their 5 fates? True. When Loki rework? I'm pretty sure they've already said that Loki is not getting one. And I'll be honest, I don't think that Loki is in need of, like, a huge rework, but I think that they do need to give him more buffs than they already did. Like, the buffs to Decoy and Switch Teleport were really nice, but he's still not a very powerful frame.
I was say, I feel like Pablo's reason for not wanting to rework Loki was kind of a cop-out, to be honest. It felt kind of... That statement just felt kind of creatively bankrupt.
What's even weirder to me is that they said that they didn't want to make him, like, a nuke character, and, you know, fair enough. But then they went on and reworked Inaros, and they did fine with that. Inaros isn't a nuke character. He actually still is a very strong CC identity, so I'm just kind of like... Why is it that Inaros could get a rework like that, but not Loki? Is it because Inaros had no identity to fucking ruin? I don't really understand.
Probably.
Where is
he was the helmet guy, and that's about it.
Pocket sand and a lot of health. There you go. There's his identity.
I don't know. Like, something I didn't mention in the Overguard video that I should have mentioned, I mentioned it in the pinned comment, but I should have mentioned it, was that Inaros was a good example of a modern frame who, while he wasn't new, did still adhere to a more CC identity. He's a stealth archer for a Bethesda game. I would honestly argue he's not even quite that. Like, I see where you're coming from, but I feel like the entire, like, taking advantage of stealth bonuses thing kind of ends up at the lap of Avara, and she's actually good at it. I think Loki is a character who's really... I think that if I cast it in air, that's what's breaking my board. But I feel like Loki is a character who's built around manipulating enemies, and in a game like this, oftentimes you can just kill them. And Loki's... Yeah, I just did it again. Fucking hell. Loki's manipulation of enemies is interesting, because I do actually think he has a lot of cool potential, especially with Decoy, because Decoy's a taunt, so he basically gets an ability that can group enemies with Overguard, because he can disarm them and then they'll be forced to walk towards the Decoy. But immortal frame with a little kit or build variety. There's actually, I feel like Loki's a very misunderstood character. There's definitely stuff you can do with it. It's just not that powerful in the current state of the game compared to just blowing up the entire room.
Yeah. Like, I feel like a lot of the reason people consider Loki, like, even still playable is just, like, for all his flaws, like, invisibility is still just that good in this game.
Yeah, also, Decoy still has health, but it now absorbs stats from enemies near it, so it does not die nearly as fast. I still would have preferred if it had no health, but it's much better than what we had.
Yeah, I really don't think that an ability like that should have health associated with it. It just seems kind of
more broken. Some people did suggest on the passive tier list making it so that Loki's passive meant that he could CC enemies through Overguard. I don't think that would be that overpowered, because none of Loki's CC is hard CC. Like, a big thing that Overguard would be wanting to avoid is things like Nova or like Flume slowing enemies to the point that you can hardly play them. But Loki doesn't do that, right? Loki's he disarms them, so he removes their range capabilities, or he makes them attack something that is not him. They're not really hard forms of crowd control. I feel like that would honestly be a fine passive for him.
Nether cells are so boring.
Real. Also, yeah, Nether cells are boring as shit. I wish they would go back to when you could steel path them and you could have full squad enemy spawns at all times. I get that it was a bug. I still miss it.
I'll say, I feel like the enemy density is not nearly high enough for a game mode like this.
Yeah, no.
Switch Teleport being one of them. Switch Teleport now is just kind of a mediocre speed boost button, which is unfortunate. Like, do I think that Loki could get a full-on light rework? Yeah, I actually think that would be totally fine, but it seems like DE is opposed to doing it. And honestly, like, I hope that, at this point, I'm just hoping that we get a decent amount of reworks coming through in general. Like, this year, we're going to be getting, what, in total, this would be, I want to say 4 or 5 reworks.
So, yeah, I think 4, assuming 1999 doesn't get delayed.
Yeah, I believe that's 4. Also, she was top tier. I completely disagree that Nova was a top tier character. She was nichely useful, I'll grant you that, but I don't think she was, like, S tier by any means.
I would say, yeah, I think, like, Nova was considered in such high regards just because, like, she was just so widely applicable. She, like, aside from her defense niche, she didn't really do anything, like, super exceptional. Like, she was just very widely applicable.
Yeah, I also think when it comes to, like,
she's also
reworks,
super fast, and that helps.
Yeah, reworks in the future. I've made it known I want them to take a look at Equinox. I feel like they have kind of just added more and more frames that have stolen what she's good at from her. Melee Arcane Adapter, I guess we'll have to see. But I feel like Equinox deserves one. I think that, well, Nyx is getting one. Banshee, I think, deserves at least a pass over her 4, because her 4 is just shit. Chroma, I think, is kind of in the same boat. Another blue shard. I fucking hate this game. I'm so sick.
Oh my god.
Also, we do not know anything about the Nyx rework. There's a good chance it'll be talked about on the dev stream in October or November, though. We'll just have to see. Thank you, Flurry, for moving that.
Don't worry, guys. The next rework is gonna come out in Echoes of 99.
Fix it. I'm pretty sure the only version of Aleka frame that I know doesn't have any concerns tied to it. Like, I've never heard of someone actually getting banned for using Aleka, but I'm almost positive that the version integrated into Overwolf is definitely safe, because a DE officially, endorses their content being on Overwolf.
I make exceptions for the exceptional. That's all from me.
Who have I not played in 10 years?
An interesting option in place of them, maybe a Cath Nightform 3 energy cost. I don't think that just her augments need to be base kit. They should be, her 4-1 especially, but I do think she deserves more than that. A lot of number buffs, I think, are necessary for her, and I also think that when she transfers between her 2 forms, well, 1, it shouldn't, turn off abilities like her 3 and her 4, but I also think that the buff that she gets should not be on a timer. I think that it should just be permanent. As long as you're in that form, you passively get that buff.
Yeah.
Able to give Overguard with the light rework. I honestly don't know what they're going to do for Trinity's light rework. Because her issue is that she's very good already. She's just super fucking boring. We'll have to see what happens, I guess. I'll take color, though. That's fine.
I'm gonna play Hydroid. I have not played Hydroid in a while.
I was thinking.
I don't know why I'm so tired.
Maybe we can.
Mode.
The Grim Eater. They could give Equinox Overguard. I feel like if the solution for a quote-unquote rework is just giving a character Overguard, I'm kind of not a fan of it personally.
Oh, dude, it's like starting to dawn on me how much I have to work this week.
Real? Healing VR and light energy. I wouldn't call her light energy. Like, compared to most frames, she can give you a shit ton of energy very, very fast. You just have to be aware of where you're standing. So I'll take all these just so that whenever we find it, it's not annoying.
Alright.
Just give them over. I would say, I don't think I've seen any frame get reworked where that was their solution. We have gotten the buff to Ember, I guess. Oh yeah, Ember's rework happened this year, so we are at 5, aren't we? Because that would be Nova, or no, it is Nova, Nyx, Trinity. I'm having a moment, and Ember. So no, that is still 4. Kind of power creep Equinox's premise. I honestly do think that like the release of Dante is kind of what made the issue more obvious to me. Was that a lot of what Equinox kind of did was basically taken by Dante. Her passive is meh. Yeah, like I feel like it honestly depends. I don't know what they're gonna do to Trinity. I'm just gonna kind of leave that up to them. As for Nyx, there are a lot of things we could do to make her better. I don't even care about the Grizzling. I'm just moving on. Look, Max was all the way out there. He's using his large horse legs to maneuver quickly.
Yeah.
Nyx Nation will rise. Consider that they're hopefully going to keep her identity as a crowd control character. Let's be real here, probably not. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Now, in manipulate enemies' minds, she does this by using a fucking rune clear ability.
Sorry, I was reading a comment. Also, Hildren's buff, I think, is helpful, but not anything that's going to be, like, earth-shattering. But I do agree, like, I hope that they do more of these small passes in the future for different characters. But, looking, like, just what I was going to mention, like, with Nyx specifically, I hope that they preserve her crowd control identity, but then she's going to have the same problems. And it's funny, because I feel like a good example of this is Inaros. Do you guys remember when Inaros got reworked and said everyone was freaking out that he was overpowered, quote-unquote, now? How many of those have you seen in, like, the last month? How many Inaroses have you naturally encountered? Because for me, it hasn't really been that many. I don't think I've actually seen a single one. I don't play public lobbies super often. Like, Inaros is good, don't get me wrong, but he's still fundamentally mostly a crowd control character. His 2 crowd controls things, his 4 crowd controls things, his 1 crowd controls things.
A different one.
Like, Inaros is still a character who doesn't, like... What do you mean the correct glyph is required to open... What?
Get to the door, guys. Get to the door.
No, I'm holding them all.
No, you're
Phoenix,
not.
No, you're not.
You picked one
You're
up.
not
You
holding
motherfucker!
Phoenix took one.
This is why I said I would take them all. Get over here, you bitch.
I already picked it up by the time you said that.
I hate you.
Eh.
But yeah, the point I'm trying to make is, I think Inaros had a good rework, and I think he's fun to play, but he didn't explode in popularity any more than, you know, he was before. Some of bias of it's so much better. Yeah, like, people would, like, oh, Inaros is OP now, and it's like, Inaros, his rework was in the same update as Dante, who actually was overpowering shit. Look, I will make it known, if there is anyone here who, like, still pokes about Dante's nerf and thinks that he's bad post-nerf, I'm sorry. I'm going to offend your sensibilities. I think that is a fucking insane position to hold.
I'm
He's
sorry,
still
you're
really
wrong.
good.
Hey guys, do the Sporky hack here.
Do you even have Sprunkus on with the hacking mod right now?
I don't know hack him up, but like, I mean, like hack it for him.
This is actually kind of nice, though, because these X-Ments are at a set level. YouTube thumbnail behavior. Critical thought would offend that position. Like, Dante's nerf did not affect him negatively that much. People are not complaining about the Smita Kavat nerf, and I expected that. Here's the thing with Smita. Charm is actually catching a massive nerf. I want to make it clear that is absolutely what's happening. But I think it's better for the game that it works the way they're changing it to. Even if it is technically a huge nerf, because you can't get insane resource multipliers anymore.
What else is changing with it aside from the loot being removed, or is that the only thing?
So they're removing the loot buff and instead making it its own mod that gives you a, like, whenever you pick up a resource, there's a chance. The main thing that nerfs is that you used to be able to stack the loot buff, and it was multiplicative with itself. So if you got 2 loot buffs, you would get 4 times more resources. With a resource booster, that was 8 times more resources. That's going away. The proc chance of the buff itself also did go up. Yeah, I think someone puts in 40% now for the other buffs that, you know, the cat can give you. I hope that they also tweak the critical chance buff.
I was going to say, I wanted them to just remove the crit buff. There's no reason for it to be there. It's just, a shittier Adarza buff.
If it was a flat 200%, basically a better Adarza, but on a random chance, I think it would be fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Affinity. The Affinity buff is now still there, and it's a 3 times increase. But my thing that I think is kind of funny is I think that now that this change is being made, I feel like with Lucky Retrieval being added, they also said there's going to be 2 versions of it. One that doesn't boost credits, only resources, and then one that does credits but not resources. And,
will you be able to use both, or I'm guessing not?
I'm not sure, but the difference is the chance from them goes from 13% to 18%, so it's a little bit higher in exchange for not getting the other, you know, kind of thing. My thing with it is I feel like, yes, it's a large nerf overall, but it's going to fit the pace of the game much better.
Yeah. I do think, even, like, with other useful buffs still remaining, I think the Smita's usage rate is about to fucking drop off a cliff. I don't think anybody's going to use it anymore.
Melee stats based.
I would imagine they probably won't stack. Then my big fear for the Companion Reaver is Hunter Synergy getting nerfed to only work with their melee attacks, because it's getting moved, but if they don't stack. I think, honestly, if they were to stack, it would be fine. Like, if you were to take the credit and the resource one, that's only a 5% chance over the combo one, and you're taking up 2 mod slots for it.
Yeah.
Now, if you mean the combo one and the regular one stacking, they probably won't. But the 2 combo ones probably can run at the same time.
So you said the combo one is only going to be 5% for both?
It's going to be 5% higher. So instead of 13% chance for both credits and resources, it's 18% chance, but only for credits or resources.
Oh, okay.
Korra for separate beasts. It will probably stack across Korra. You know what would be funny about that is if you can put it on Venari and it stacks, they're just going to create the problem of Korra being the best farming frame in the entire game.
Based.
Because she has Pilfering Strangledome.
I was going to say, was she not already?
And Companion Reaver Part 1 anecdotally. The main thing is that for resource farming, she's still the best. Here's Kubroken DPS. I'm not sure how strong their actual damage will be as companions, but I am curious to see how it all goes. I also am excited that the Predasites are all getting sizable buffs, and Crescent Vulpapilot's finally getting another look as well. So was Sly Vulpapilot. And Helmet Charger.
I feel like Crescents were always kind of the ugly ducklings of the Vulpas.
I also just want to say that I think it's very funny that when they're like going through all these, you know, changes, most of the, like, I'd say like a good half of the buffs to Helmet Charger are just fixing bugs with the stream set because it never fucking worked correctly.
Which, like, funny.
Damage stack or even multiply. I'm guessing that they'll probably stack additively, but we'll have to find out.
Oh god, I'm going way too fast now. Oh Jesus, oh god.
With max power strength. I mean, technically, if you have a shit ton of power strength, Orgaze is the best way to do it, but it's such a fucking pain in the ass to upkeep. I would say Korra's the easiest.
Grab and go.
Because, like, I think in order to hit 100% loot chance, you need 400% power strength on Atlas. With the MOA changes, they really did not change that much about them. We'll have to see.
Only a few presets, which sucks, honestly, but you know.
If the buffs to weapons overall make them much better, then we'll have to see if that helps them in the long run. I'm excited because I think it's like, what, Cryotra? What the fuck?
So yeah, you saw that too.
Yeah, I think it's Cryotra, Tazakor, and Moltron are all getting changes.
I hate that I saw my Tazlico Ribbon. Like fuck.
And I hope that those, are good. That's the thing. You can go beyond 100%, but I find it to be a pain in the ass to maintain. Korra is easy as shit. It's only a 65% chance, but you can literally just sit there and just borderline AFK detonate the entire room.
Korra's a little silly.
But we'll have to see, because Cryotra is becoming a grenade launcher. Moltron embeds in targets and explodes now. And then I can't remember for the other one. I'd have to look again.
Moltron?
This is another blue shard I'm about to crash
It's
out.
a duplicate.
I'd rather have that than another blue shard. That's not even Tau.
And companion rework came out. Vulpaphylas still revive faster. They're a 30-second, and they still do stuff. I have a ribbon for it. One can only help. I will be weeping if any of the new incarnates are complete shit. But fortunately, like, especially Nautilus, because Funny Punch through. I mean, that is true, but I still think it will be a buff
Go
to
with the herd,
Moas. Then again, I do agree that they still kind of feel like they were kind of left behind. We'll have to see how it works in practice. Oh yeah, Tazakor's Chain Lightning Beam, that's correct.
One more Netracell, and then I'll wake up.
The thing I was trying to bring up in regards to the Incarnates is if they're bad on release, they buffed pretty much all of the last ones very heavily when they came out, the last new batch. So
Yeah.
it's not the end of the world. They'll probably fix it. You have a guide or recommendation video? I've seen plenty, but none seem to help. Actually, I can help you with that if you'd like. Hold on. We can do a little detour for this. I've talked about this on stream before. Okay, so I have a question for you, Antonio. When you say high-level content, could you please elaborate on what you mean by that? Is that just like Steel Path, arbitrations, like Netracells? What area are you running into problems? Fix MOA emoting after every kill?
Okay, will you explain this? I'm gonna take some trash tomorrow.
Have fun. The stats show it, but it's functionally capped? Actually, that's a good question. Let me look. I'm guessing that the wiki would probably show this. Does not affect the chance to drop rubble. That's funny. It says nothing about there being a hidden cap, but I also wouldn't be sure if the wiki just doesn't have it listed. Earth, Steel Path, Netracell, and some arbitration missions. Okay. So, someone just released a video about it? Oh, okay. So, we'll do everyone who knows how modding works. You're about to be very bored. So, my apologies for that. Let me just get, like, a basic weapon. I don't even know if this Bratton has a potato on it. I was using this for... It does. I was using this for testing. Actually, let me do my Bratton Prime. That would make more sense because I have an arcane adapter on it. This also has a billion Forma on it, though, so that's going to make this a little bit complicated. Okay. So, when it comes to... There's a lot of ways that you can approach stuff like this. Actually, you know what would be better? If you have a particular weapon you want me to talk about, just bring up the weapon and I can also go over, like, that weapon specifically.
Dude, low-key, I'm so bored. I'm considering actually plugging in my controller and playing with my controller just so I can sit back in my chair.
Bratton Prime magazine skills. If you're doing Bratton Prime specifically, we can go over this weapon. I will say, though, Bratton Prime is okay until you get the Incarnin. The Incarnin makes it much, much better. This comes from Steel Path Circuit, so if you have access to that, it can be kind of difficult, but the reward is very much worth it. All of the Incarnin adapters from Steel Path Circuit are very, very good, and the Brattons helps it a lot, especially stuff like the Critical Parallel. Because normally its crit chance is, like,
not great,
workable, but mediocre. Since it can do SP and everyone has it. Nataruk and Zorus are both very good choices for it. And then, yeah, you can... What is the other one? Yeah, it's increased critical multiplier, and then you can increase crit chance and status chance. This one's also very good, this particular Incarnin perk. When it comes to building stuff, I'll just kind of go over this in general. There are kind of what I call, for weapons at least, the sort of holy trinity of things that you want on like a simple build. As you progress in your Warframe journey, you'll learn when you're allowed to break the rules, but for now we'll stick to them because it makes life easier. So the three things that you fundamentally... Corpus, for example, have a lot of shields. Yeah, so fundamentally the number one thing that you'll want when moving, into like modding something is you'll want that holy trinity of three fundamental things. You'll want some form of base damage. We'll just use Serration for now, because that makes it easy. If I use Harrow for crit chance, I believe anything that puts you above breaks it, including stuff like that. So, some form of base damage. We'll just use Serration for now, because this is simple. You'll want some form of multi-shot. Galvanized Chamber is pretty much indisputably the best way to do this. If you don't have the Galvanized mods, I would highly recommend getting them. All of them are very, very good. And then you'll want some form of Elemental. And I'll explain in a second how that works. So, when it comes to the elements you're taking, most often you'll want to try and have some level of cognizance for who you're fighting. So, I would say that generally, if you don't really want to think about it, Viral is the easiest choice. Viral gives you more damage to enemy health, so it's good against everything on some level. If you're struggling with the Corpus specifically, though, I actually think that you should swap this out for Magnetic. Phoenix, what the fuck was that noise?
I'm looking at songs I used to listen to on my Apple Music and putting them on my Spotify playlist.
Phoenix, if you get this stream copyright claimed, I'm killing you.
Okay, I will mute my mic while I do this.
Anyway, so this is really good for Corpus. Magnetic is very strong against them now. This is also good as an anti-Eximus option. Eximus unit Overguard takes more damage if they have a magnetic proc, so it can be nice to have like a pistol or something that specifically is for proccing magnetic, so that if you encounter an overguarded enemy and you're struggling with those, you can switch to that weapon, light them up to get the magnetic, status, and then switch back to your main damage dealer to destroy the overguard. There are better ways to do this that you'll get to later in the game, like secondary fortifier and stuff like that, but we can discuss that in a minute. There's a lot of cases for that. So Viral and Magnetic are both good, and then against the Grineer specifically, Corrosive is also a very strong option. Corrosive removes their armor. Depending on the setup, Viral can be better. Corrosive can be better than Viral as well. It depends on how you're actually dealing your damage. But those are kind of the main ones to go for. Magnetic against the Corpus, Corrosive against the Grineer, or Viral, which is just kind of easy against everything. So the reason we want to stack these things in particular is there is a concept in Warframe that's going to frighten you all when I say it. This is the scary word. And people also honestly just overhype how much of a big deal this is. But, alright everyone, get real quiet. We're going to talk about the scary thing, okay? We're going to talk about diminishing returns. Okay, are the diminishing returns in the room with us right now? Not currently, because we've built it like this. So, what are diminishing returns? That's not even the right term, but what are diminishing returns? I explained this in the passive tier list in Vauban's section, but basically, if I go ahead and remove these, we just have stuff like this. So, alright, the stats are going to do that because of the Incarnate misnomer jump scare. So, Serration gives me 165% more base damage. So that takes me from 77 to 204. Okay, that's pretty simple. But the thing is, if I start to stack multiple sources, then it starts to have a diminishing effect. So let's do some math real quick. 204, and then the over 77. So that's, as you'd expect, about 165% more damage than our base value of 77. 165% more, we get 204. It looks like there's some kind of rounding error on Serration, because this actually breaks down to 164.935%. So I guess they fucked that up. But if you put on Heavy Caliber, we go up to 331. Okay? 331. And then that's, 331.1. So that in total, we can add these two together. The thing is, the relative increase from 200 to 331 isn't as high. This is easier. I explain this easier in my other video because I'm able to use not real mods to explain it and make them easy multiples of 100. basically, the jump from Serration to Heavy Caliber is not as high as the jump from base damage to Serration. Basically, that's what that means. So if you keep to stacking things that do the same thing, so like more and more base damage, it's going to start mattering less and less the more you do it. You still want some base damage, but sort of the fundamental principle with that is stack as much of one stat as you can with as few mods as possible. The philosophy there being that if you stack multiple of the same mod, you are going to have a diminishing effect over time because the relative change is different. So, typically when it comes to base damage, you'll primarily see one source of it. Multi-shot is good as a stat because it's more bullets. So that's multiplicative because you're literally multiplying the number of bullets you're shooting. Elementals are important because of another property that they have. So, elemental mods, you see this as 60% toxin, but my damage doesn't go up by 60% of the base value of 77. It goes up by much more than that. And this is easier to explain if you watch here. See how toxin's at 46? And then if I add this, it goes up to 122. That's because this is a multiplicative with base damage. So, base damage gets calculated as your new base damage value, and then 60% of that new base damage value is converted into toxin. So, elemental mods, you want to stack with base damage because they multiply with it. If they were additive with it, the formula would be different and they wouldn't be as strong. So, elements of the same kind are additive with each other, but different elements, like, so for example, I have a bunch of malignant forces. Cold, for example, are multiplicative with each other, or with base damage still as well. So, there are reasons to stack multiple of the same element, primarily for things like status weighting, which I can explain in a minute. But the main consideration if you're just going for damage is you want to diversify the elements you're using and try to match them towards the faction, because several of them have helpful effects, case by case. So this is kind of the fundamental thing that you want on pretty much every weapon, are these things, right? These three things. Elementals, base damage, and multi-shot. The next question comes in then for, what do I do with these mod slots? Because I just mentioned diminishing returns. We don't want to fill these out with the same stats, because we're going to have like a falling off point there. So the second major thing to determine is, what is your gun good at? So the reason that you want to ensure that you identify that is so you can stack, or leverage your stats better. So for Bratton Prime in particular, normally this gun, I believe, is a 12% crit chance, and the status chance, I believe, is unchanged at 26. So normally, if you do not have the Incarnate adapter, and I'm going to move forward with that assumption, this is a relatively good status hose weapon. You can use a lot of status effects and deal a lot of damage by leveraging those status effects. With the Incarnate, it is a great hybrid weapon, meaning it can leverage both stats pretty efficiently. So I'll go ahead and build this kind of both ways and explain the process for that as well. So if you want to use Bratton and you want to use it as a status weapon, my first suggestion is to get your hands on this guy, Galvanized Aptitude. Galvanized Aptitude is very good for status weapons, but on top of that, you can drop Serration, because Galvanized Aptitude is base damage. So because these two stack additively with each other, there will be diminishing returns if you have both of them, so you don't need them both. You can drop that. Okay, so there's that. We have our status chance thing here. We have some status mods here. That's all cool and good. And then typically, from here, when it comes to using a status weapon, oftentimes what you're going to want is a damage over time effect, and some other effect to go with it. So a few popular options for that. Blast is very good, and so is Viral Heat. This is a very good combination. Viral makes their health take more damage. Heat, is a damage over time effect. So these are very good together. Another very good one together is Blast, if I could actually do this correctly. Blast and Electric. Blast Electric is also a very good combination, as is Blast and Toxin. Blast really shines well on guns like Bratton Prime as well, because it's got a high fire rate. So these are also a good combination. And then if you're fighting something like the Corpus, you can do Magnetic Toxin. This is a very strong anti-Corpus combination. So if you're struggling with Corpus, Magnetic and Toxin works well together too. And then for your remaining slots here, typically what you can do with this is if you wanted, you could put in more base damage. You don't need it. You will have some diminishing returns, so keep that in mind, but it is helpful. You can also add more elements to change your status weighting. If you hover over your status chance, you'll see the chance for each type of status per hit. And the more damage your total damage here is an aggregate of all your damage types. The more of your total damage that one damage type makes up, the higher chance it has of proccing. So you'll see here magnetic is at 40% because it is the one I have the most of, so it has the highest chance to trigger. Say I want to trigger Toxin more often, I can throw on a Toxin mod, and now Toxin goes up to 37.9 and magnetic falls to 30.4. So you can use that to manipulate the weighting, we call it, of how high of a chance you have to trigger a certain effect. Another important thing to note about that as well is for most damage overtime effects, stacking the same kind of damage for them with mods increases the actual damage of the status effect they inflict. Double dipping Elementalist, that's interesting. And Elementalist, I don't know if it's for the person I'm, I guess, doing this for on some level. I don't know if it'll have that quite yet. If you do have Rifle Elementalist, for a build like this would be very good as well, because it increases your status damage. But with stacking Toxin, this will increase the damage of the Toxin status effect. The major exception to this is slash damage does not function this way. Slash damage doesn't care how much actual slash you have on your weapon. And that's because it doesn't actually deal slash damage, it deals true damage, which is kind of a weird distinction. To get from normal Ascension, the main issue is that it takes a while because the MOA enemy is kind of a bitch. The main reason I'm saying I don't know if you have it is because have you played enough Ascension to get it? Because it's fucking annoying. So, and or crit chance on high status high weapons, or just stay status only. So that depends on the weapon's stats. So, like I said, Bratton here normally has like a 12% critical chance. That's workable for a high fire rate weapon, but not amazing. But especially in this case, we can do what's called a hybrid build where you run both. So when you're doing crit, the main things you'll want typically, and this, hold on, this is going to be a little bit weirdly formatted. Viral Electric, we're going to, just for the sake of it, we'll do Blast Electric, just to make this a little more exciting. So we still have 3 slots left. Typically, when you're doing a critical weapon, or critical chance setup, you'll want fundamentally 2 things, those being critical chance, critical delay, or point strike. These are the 2 ones you'll typically be using. Point strike is basically a little worse in exchange for no fire rate delay. And then you'll also want to take typically Vital Sense as your crit damage option. There are some cases where you might want Hammer Shot instead. Personally, I don't use it almost at all, but there are some cases like on Gatva where it can be genuinely good. It's just a pretty big step down in critical damage. So what does that leave for our last slot here then? There are quite a few things you can do with this actually. A very popular option is Hunter Munitions. This gives you a chance to apply slash on a critical hit. This is especially good if we were going to do something with Viral. So if I was to put this back on, something like this, like Viral Heat, this would be good with Hunter Munitions, because Viral makes enemy health take more damage, slash ignores armor, so when you combo the 2 together, they're quite strong. So something like this would be kind of a very, typical setup for a hybrid weapon. Something else you can do if you don't want to leverage the slash procs, or in the case of this weapon specifically, even if your weapon cannot inflict it normally, that's true. Even if it can't inflict slash normally, if it has no natural slash damage, it'll still work. So, say for example, looking at this, we already have really high status chance. Do we need the slash damage? Not necessarily, no, because we already have a high enough status chance that we can inflict other damage effects. So if I flip this around, we'll do Blast Toxin. We have other ways to inflict damage. So we can add an Elementalist mod. That's not in this polarity. We can add an Elementalist mod. Fuck off with modding tutorial. Anyways, we can add this. This will give us more damage on our status effects. Something else we can do is if we want more critical chance, we can add Galvanized Scope. which gives us more critical chance on headshots. If you exceed 100% critical chance, then they'll become progressively stronger. And something to note about that is, yeah, there's a lot of good on-hover tooltips you can read for stuff like this as well. But you could take Galvanized Scope, you could take Hunter Munitions, you could take Elementalist. There are a lot of different options for what you would put in kind of your last slot there. And a setup like this should still work fine on the regular Bratton Prime without the Incarnon, because its critical chance, while it's not amazing, because it's a rapid-fire weapon, it's still definitely workable. It is better as a pure status weapon, in my opinion, but it definitely does still work. The last major thing to consider, do something or doesn't need to be 2 to multiply. Yeah, so if you have 1.8 multi-shot, yeah, what this means if it's like this is anything after the decimal is actually a % chance that you will have another shot. So 1.8 means that 1, so the number before the decimal, you will always fire that number of bullets. The number after the decimal is your % chance to fire another bullet. So in this case, it would be 80% chance to fire 2 bullets. Galvanized Chamber gives you more multi-shot the more it stacks. So it'll go up, I believe, 150%, and then with 80. So I believe it's 230% more multi-shot, which gives you a multi-shot of 3.3, which means that you will always fire 3 shots with a 30% chance to fire a 4th shot whenever you're at the maximum amount of stacks on Galvanized Chamber. I believe I did my math right. So yeah, the number after the decimal, if you multiply that number by 10, that's your percentage chance, typically, to shoot another bullet. So in this case, it's an 80% chance. And then I guess I can actually kind of show this with Vigilante armaments, come to think of it. You see now it's 2.4, so I always will fire 2 bullets with a 40% chance to fire another one. Ignore shotguns. Shotguns are different, because that's their pellet count. I think shotguns are more intuitive, though. Because, like, for a shotgun, it affects the pellet count, and I think it's a little bit more clear. The last thing we'll talk about before I actually get back to, the reason I was doing this stream, because I tend to get very sidetracked with these things, is the arcane slot. If you're on Steel Path, you should be able to start obtaining the adapters for these, and several of them are very, very strong. I would say, personally, if you're starting out, the number one, one that I would recommend is this guy right here, Primary Deadhead. Deadhead is a very, very good arcane with a very solid activation condition that lasts for a while. So, headshot kill gives you more base damage, and on top of that, the headshot multiplier is actually a big deal. If you want my honest opinion, it's very, very good. Merciless is another strong one, but it has a short duration, so you have to chain kills to keep it going. Should I max all my mods like the Galvanized mods? So as you level mods, something important to note about that is mods are subject to escalating cost. So if I get a Serration here, just get a random one. All right, first rank is 20 endo. Next rank is 60, then 140, then 300. As you can see, it keeps going up. So to put this into perspective, rank 9 is 10,000 endo. Okay, so if I was to level it to rank 9, 10,000 endo. Look at that. It's almost the same cost as the first 9 ranks to go from 9 to 10. So the price gets worse over time in terms of the resource cost. My recommendation would be to level your mods to like 8, and then save off on maxing them until everything is 8, and then start to individually progress the ones you find the most valuable. Basically, it's kind of like the methodology for upgrading your intrinsics in Railjack. Diversify them as much as possible up until you hit that point of rank 8, and then you want to start, actually like target upgrading them to max. But the statistical increase is linear. Like, if you think about this, I'm spending... The original value of Serration is 15% damage. This is 150. Welcome back. So I've spent 10,000 endo to go from 15% to 150% damage. I could then spend another 10,000 to go to 165%. It's really not that worth it if you don't have the resources spare to do this. So I'd say go to rank 8 on all of your mods, and then start... Like, this is specifically for ones that go to 10, by the way. If the mod has 5 ranks, just max it. It's not that expensive. But when it comes to mods that reach 10 ranks, I'd say go to 8 and then start to selectively pick once they're all at 8, which ones you think are the most important to reach the max level on. I'm going to kill this Serration because it'll be funny. I'll get back 7,000 of the 10,000 endo I just wasted. Anyways. Would you recommend leveling up Serration for new players because it's a straight up damage buff? Yes, absolutely. Like, once you get later in the game and you get access to the Galvanized mods and to Arcanes, you don't need Serration nearly as much anymore. But, like, you're not going to be in Steel Path for quite a while. Serration is absolutely worth getting and leveling up to, like, 7 or 8. I absolutely recommend it. Also, welcome. I'm doing another explanation for modding, because I should just make the video about this at this fucking point.
I'm sorry I was absent for a lot of that. I was going through my playlist and I'm like, hey, there are a bunch of songs that should be on this but aren't.
Is not the pariah build YouTube makes it out to be. Something that I think is important to keep in mind is a lot of YouTubers are playing at a very high level, and if you're not at that level, a lot of their advice genuinely doesn't apply to you yet. I'll definitely be there. I do want to make one, but it will be an insanely long video.
Someone is asking if you could explain on-call crew.
Yeah, on-call crew just means that you can pick one Railjack crew member to summon into missions. They'll appear for 3 minutes, and then after that they'll go away, and you'll have to wait 7 minutes to summon them again. Isn't as good as Hornet Strike. Statistically it isn't, but they're not for the same, like, slot. So, like, Hornet Strike is 220%, but it's not like you can use them on the same thing. You might still use Serration. That's true. A lot of people do prefer to offload that to their Arcanes, though. A lot of people would put that up here, but it depends, because there are a lot of good Arcanes that aren't base damage. So, like, for example, Frostbite is pretty good and it's not base damage. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of it, actually. I think a lot of these ones suck. Blight is okay, but you can't proc the Toxin from anything other than the weapon, which is stupid. Reset is nichely helpful. Exhilarate is nichely helpful. Obstruct is not very good. And Plated Round just sucks. I don't like this one.
How would you compare Frostbite to Blight? Because they both kind of do the same thing, just with different status effects.
Yeah, Blight is 3.6% crit damage and 1.8% multi-shot. Frostbite is 3% crit damage, but 2.25% multi-shot. So technically, Blight is a little bit more crit damage. Frostbite is a little bit more multi-shot. The main thing that fucks over Blight is for Frostbite, anything that inflicts cold in your kit will add to its stacks. So if you're using, like, Frost, your abilities, even if you have no cold damage on your primary, are able to give you stacks of Frostbite. Blight does not work like this. For Blight, you have to be using Toxin on your weapon, and your weapon has to proc it. Abilities, other weapons, none of that works.
I was gonna say, I feel like, honestly, just because of the wording being the same, I feel like Blight not working on other Toxin status effects might not be intentional.
I can only
I feel like
but it's been this way for, like, what, a year and a half now?
I was like, how old is this Arcane?
It was one of the Duviri ones.
Yeah, fuck. It has been a long time.
Equal to max Serration into heavy caliber. Yeah, I believe these cap out at 360%, so they're generally the way to go once you get stuff like Deadhead. And then, yeah, for other weapons, like Shotgun Vendetta is a very strong take, but very rough for newcomer players. Yeah, and that's fair. When it comes to just, I guess, to keep it simple for you for now, I'd recommend something like this. The Galvanized mods, these all come from arbitrations. So if you haven't gotten them, I would say in order of what you want to get first, get the multi-shot ones first. These are the ones that are the most helpful in my opinion. Then I'd say go for the Galvanized status mods, and then go for the Galvanized crit mods. These are all very good though. This would be my #1 priority. The dual stat mods come from different places. Rhyme rounds and Thermite rounds come from spy missions. Different levels of spy mission have different reward tables though. You may want to consult the wiki page on spy missions for that. It would explain it better than I can.
I'll say, yeah, I just chat linked kind of like a GIMP version of this build with like if you're very new, like this is probably all stuff you're gonna have.
Yeah, also, why are there 3 fully ranked split chambers? Back in the day, your companions could not use the same mods that you had equipped, which is why I have a bunch of random copies.
Welcome back.
Malignant Force drops from Corrupted Boar in the Tier 4 Void. If you play any Void mission branching off of Sedna, wait for about 5 minutes and he'll show up, and he can drop one of any of them. Critical Delay is from Corrupted Vaults, Vital Sense drops from a bunch of stuff. And then for other ones that I mentioned, Hunter Munitions comes from the Ghoul event on the Plains, whenever that's active, and then Elementalist comes from a MOA enemy that spawns in Ascension, which I don't actually think you can... If you've done the new war and all that stuff, well, you would have if you have Steel Path. So yeah, you should be able to do this mission. You can get this from Ascension, from the MOAs that spawn there. And then Deadhead just randomly will drop from Acolytes who spawn every 3 to 6 minutes while you're on the Steel Path.
People have started doing the Vor copy pasta in chat.
It hasn't been funny for years, but you know.
We
Well,
can let them pretend.
I think that's pretty much the end of that explanation, unless you have any more questions. My apologies, I've spent, I think, like 20 minutes on this now. Oh no, it's been closer to half an hour. Well, that's fine.
I mean, hey, now if you need to explain something in that video and you don't feel like explaining it again, you can just
link
use
a
the
fucking
stream
content
clip.
stream, yeah.
So you can just rip your own stream footage.
I feel like that's
Again.
lazy, though. Even though apparently I'm lazy for making the tier list that took me 3 weeks, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
Also, Dick and Nuts is my website. If you go to that domain, it just redirects to my YouTube channel. I bought it one night because I thought it would be funny. That's the whole reason. On how to buy a GF, I've been asking trade chat, but I keep getting timed out. My advice to buy a girlfriend is step 1, don't become gay. Step 2, now that you're gay, you'll actually find other partners playing Warframe.
Yeah.
It would be lazier to upload no explanation. I personally, if I want to do this kind of video, I want to do it correctly. I don't want to just re-upload stream footage where I constantly trip over myself, like I have been, because none of this is scripted, and have people watch something that I just, like, ripped and shit out. I don't like that conceptually. If I want to do this video, I want to do it correct. Also, yes, Evelyn, I stole your thing because I thought it was funny. Let's take... Yeah, we'll take Titania. Alright, my apologies, I've been holding Phoenix hostage.
What you need?
It's okay.
Netracell, all right.
Do the last one.
No, it gave me a good opportunity to go through my playlist. I've been meaning to do that.
I'll wait
I
for
have
you to
so
get in
much.
here. No way, there he is! There he is! Your partner's addicted to League? I'm sorry for you.
So I honestly break up with them?
Or Hermos killed? I think ribbons are a system that's a good idea executed badly. Found your channel through that website? Probably none. Cool Kid scripts his streams. This is actually all pre-recorded. Every single chat message is also pre-recorded. Technically, if you're watching the VOD, this is true. Phoenix, do not touch that fucking key clip. I will fucking kill you. You like explaining relative change, don't you? I think it's important to explain.
Also, yes, he does.
The Netracell is hidden.
I get paid 20 yen an hour
in these
for
levels.
rib.
Sniff it out yourself or get control of terminals.
Titania's passive really coming in clutch, everyone.
Oh.
Someone told me in the comments on that video, like, Titania's passive is better than C tier. It enables Archon Intensify, and I'm like, that means the passive enables a niche strategy. It is definitionally C tier.
Remind me what
I don't even
Tiny's
know what
passive was.
Archon
Is it just
Intensified
like the
does.
dodge chance, or
What?
is it just like the dodge chance, or the
Archon Intensify is if you heal yourself with an ability, you get 30% more power strength.
Alright.
It is slightly better than... what the fuck? My model freaked out there.
Let's go!
Anyways, it is slightly better than
I have
Umbral
become dead.
Intensify, unless you have all 3 Umbral mods, then Umbral Intensify is better. If you only
Does
have
it give
one
you
other Umbral mod, then it's...
45% strength?
Yeah, Umbral Intensify is 44%, then with 1 mod it's 55, and then with 2 mod it's 77. Archon Intensify, I believe, in total is 60.
Force red quits, I had become death, destroyer
Archon
of fucking, what's his faction?
Yeah, 60%. I was gonna say no, it's only 30%, and then I read
Matter.
the actual
Also,
passive,
yeah,
which
I
is
think
the
that is
thing
also
Pokemon
important
does.
to know. I do personally usually, I think I even have it on right now, our Precision Intensify is the way to go on some characters, and I think that Titanium is one of them. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I'm going
I think Precision Intensify was a good addition to the game. I hope we get more mods like that. I think it's a cool idea.
I'm the freak that uses it on Vauban. I will die on the hill that it is actually quite good for him. This makes his armor strip way better. I'm paid three.
Is it good on
What?
Titanium?
Is it like, does Imperator, the Imperator himself make fucking
Is it good on who, Nitro?
3 eggs an
Titanium?
hour? On
Titania?
Titania specifically? For precision, yes.
I'll say, yeah. So it has application on quite a few Exalted characters.
Corvex, Piranha Prime, Precision Intensify? What do you need Precision Intensify for if you're using the Piranha exactly? Strength Vauban, Rise Up. Yeah, unironically, it makes his armor strip much, much better. I'm trolling? I was gonna say, like... Why does my model keep... Oh, because I'm lagging. If I move while casting my one, the little after image effect gets stuck behind me. That's fucked up. Death Cube Caraboose. I need more souls to consume.
Sorry about that, my dad came in.
Titania, when you tell her that there will be souls at the function. Oh, right, I have to...
Open it. Wrong.
What?
Or
Try.
What do you mean?
What's not working?
I had it apparently. I didn't have it. Okay, I had to click it, and it's fine. That's,
You weren't holding any. I couldn't see anything in the UI. What
I
the
wasn't
fuck?
holding anything either. The fuck?
This game actually just wants me to fucking lose my mind. And it's working. Well, man, it's a bad frame who let him into the function. That's the kind of thing that I feel like people like Professor Disto and like Sci-Fi Freak do good with. People that are like, oh, this frame sucks because a big YouTuber told me so. And then you have a small content creator who's like super in-depth knowledge about this one character. Like, actually, you just don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
Actually.
Honestly, though, like, a lot of the time in this game, a character, like, there are characters that are better than others. That's completely true. There are Warframes that are better than others. But people oftentimes will see that and be like, well, then why would I ever try them? And, like, there's plenty of cool stuff you can do with them, even if they're not, like, insanely top tier. They just get underexplored. It's like... Okay. Weird comparison. Does anyone in my chat know who Amsa is, the Yoshi player from Melee?
I'm so based.
Amsa basically took Yoshi from bottom tier to high tier by himself. Because nobody played Yoshi, so nobody knew how good he actually was. And then Amsa ended up, I believe, winning a super major with Yoshi.
Finally,
the only
after I
person
think
to have
it was
ever
11
done
years.
it. It's kind of like how
Like,
Axe is the
I
only
appreciate
person to do it with I can't remember how long it took, but it's kind of like how
Took a long time, I'll be it, but yes.
how Amsa is the or Axe is the only person to win a super major with Pikachu. It's kind of the same deal there. I'm about to hear the most vile shit ever. No, Melee's community, aside from Leffen being a huge piece of shit, is mostly normal compared to the sex predators of Smash 4. You pick them because you like their concept. I think that is fundamentally...
I
I
thought
talked
you
about
have to rename
this
fucking
before.
the fucking Smash 4 to Smash 4K or some shit.
I'm gonna have to talk about this, I think, more in depth at some point, but
Where are the enemies?
I think that, oh yeah, one of you is really far outside of it, I think. Or maybe the UI is just bugged?
It might be. Well, no, the UI is gone right now because the Necromite's gone. Let me get back over there.
So what I was going to say was, there is an issue in the Warframe community of people just saying to new players that frame is bad and not elaborating on it. And I think it's a bad thing. Like, so here's something I want to talk about. There was a particular time, like I've seen this happen somewhat frequently, where a person will be like, you know, I play this character, or I want this character, and they'll just be told by their friends or by a content creator or something like, no, that character's bad, get this character instead. And that just kind of sucks the fun out of the game for a lot of people. Because oftentimes, like, in a game like Warframe, I know I did this, many of you probably did this, you'll see a thing and you'll be like, I want that. And currently, that is your objective. Everything that stands in your way between you and that objective is just incidental progress. You want that particular thing. How you get it isn't particularly relevant. You just want that specific thing.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, I brought this up before, but I don't know who it was because I'd never met them. But Nitro had a friend that got into the game and asked him, like, hey, is there a psychic character in this game? Because that was a theme they thought was cool. And so we helped them get Nyx. I didn't tell them Nyx was bad because that's not relevant. They wanted the character, and I think they should be allowed to play and explore them for themselves. They don't want to kill their enjoyment by telling them, like, oh no, that character's bad. Like, don't get her.
Yeah. But this Lucy was the other one.
This wasn't Lucy. Lucy is the sleeper Gara main at this point.
I would say Lucy
her
is
account
like,
stats up.
I would say Lucy is the fucking CEO of Gara.
Yeah,
And
it's also
Ember,
the
I
same
guess,
thing
yeah.
with, like, a lot of people. They're like, is in a very strong place right now. Okay, Reb, fuck you, Evelyn. So a lot of people are like, you know, like, oh, you should get Revenant. And it's like, why are we telling new players to go and get the most boring character in the fucking game? Like, my thing is, get a character that you think looks fun or sounds cool.
Yeah.
It's something I've thought about doing. Maybe I'll do this, maybe I won't, but I wanted to do a video or potentially a series about how to play each Warframe, kind of in air quotes, where it's targeted towards people who don't know anything about that Warframe. So I can explain to them, like, what their theme is, where you get them, generally what their play style is like. So people can find goals to work towards like that. That's kind of the idea behind it, at least. Still love using, yeah, that's the thing too, like, I was really excited for Baruch when he came out, because he actually looked really cool. And yeah, I will say this, even though there are frames I don't really like I've made my opinion on that, I don't like Equinox that much. If you enjoy her, that's fine, and if you think that she looks cool, I'd say get her. Ultimately, what matters the most is Equinox. Like, I may not like her, but what ultimately matters the most is if you do.
Because if you, the player, like them.
If you, the player, are gay.
My opinion is the only opinion.
Yes.
Well, you like, well,
The
never mind.
pacifist, yeah. Look, I am the only authority on all topics in Warframe, and if you defy my opinion, I kill you with my mind.
Can attest.
Oh, so you
Can
play
attest.
Nyx? Say Nyx must be pretty good then, huh?
I am obese, you got me there. And yeah, and that's the thing too, is sometimes you can be kind of discouraged as a new player if something seems really far out of reach. But I've known some people, like, that's the motivation to keep going. Is like, well, it's pretty far out of reach, but the work to get there will be worth it. Actually play with this shield passive content if it's interesting to play the least. And this is kind of interesting. I had someone leave a pretty lengthy comment on the passive tier list video telling me that this was really bizarre to me, I'm not gonna lie. I think his comment was 5 paragraphs. And his comment was arguing that Revenant should be moved out of F tier into D tier. And his entire argument was basically, it used to be good. Where he was like, well, before Mesmer Skin, or like before shield gating it was helpful, before Mesmer Skin, you know, got changed, then it was good.
Say, before is pulling a lot of weight.
My argument for that is, it used to be good is not a valid argument for what is currently
If anything, it makes it worse because, like, okay, it used to be good. Now it's not anymore. Okay, cool, this tier list wasn't made in, like, 2013, unfortunately.
I can see the argument that it was more relevant earlier on in Revenant's life, but it's not anymore, and I don't think it's fair to count it like it is.
Next time.
Ruta should be lower because her passive used to be really shit. That's kind of the argument that I felt like I was getting from it.
Even back then, her passive was fine because it was still multiplicative. Nobody realized that at the time.
Such a minor weak point. Here's the main thing with that in terms of, like, the weak point of getting shredded by gunfire. That was a minor weak point until Angels of the Zeramin, because Eximus units would not get stunned, so they could just delete your overguard immediately. Which is why it now has the 1 second, you know, lockout where you can't lose another stack of it. Okay, I went all the way over your fucking Lanthorns. What a waste.
Oh, is that what the drop over there is?
Yeah.
Okay.
My model
for it.
Freaking out. About Bane mods, do you use those? So Bane mods are very good, and I'd say early on, feel free to use them, but they're not necessary. They are overkill in the vast majority of content. They're a damage multiplier after other things. So they are very strong because they're what we call multiplicative damage, where basically the game calculates all your damage first and then multiplies it by that number. So they are quite strong, especially for status weapons. Status effects like Slash, Heat, Toxin, Electric, those, they use the damage bonus twice.
Oh my god.
Phoenix.
Voice activation.
But they calculate that twice. So like the 1.3 times multiplier is used twice at different points in the damage formula for those. So they are quite good, especially on status weapons. I don't think they're necessary though. Okay, well, that's it for the Netra cells, I guess. That was not worth it.
Nope.
Now when I exit the Sanctum, it'll break up the entire lobby.
Alright. Hopefully the arbitration isn't...
I can't wait to add so many blues to my characters, ironically.
If it's shit. It's mirror defense. Can we not do that, please?
Yeah, we don't have to. I don't care.
Here, I will invite the two of you, and we can just do the Archon. I guess I don't know when you're going to go to bed, Phoenix, but...
Probably in, like, the next hour or two.
Fair enough.
Yeah, hang on, let me go... Pull away.
Bane mods to make them gain mods, and it makes your Warframe hit the gym. Yeah, it's like your character model gets a little bit larger every time you kill an enemy. You're fucking bulking. What do we have? Spy, Defense, and Hunt Showdown. Nitro, are you joining?
Yeah, I just had to load.
Well, I would like to say, please, get out your Avaras with her 3 augments. I don't want nobody fucking this mission up. Cool mid. Yeah, I've heard it all. Don't worry. Cabins in place with those loading screens. Oh yeah, that's fortunately getting fixed in the next patch, I believe they said. Just subsume roar. I don't want to say that that a person just... Okay, there are multiple things that I think are wrong with that rationale. First of all being, do they even have roar available to them? But beyond that, roar takes up a whole ability slot versus a mod slot. So it depends on what you're willing to give up.
Wait, no. It's just the Corvus peddling their
Most approachable frame in the game. I'll be honest with you, he's not the most approachable frame in the game. His kit is actually relatively complicated. He's the easiest, because you just push a button and don't die. He functionally has no other abilities.
So yeah, you just hit the... It's like... For the longest time, it was like Rhino was like the guy who doesn't die, and then it was Inaris for a little bit, and then it was Neja for a little bit, and now Revenant is just the new guy.
He just is the guy that doesn't die. Like, the rest of his kit is functional, but no one's using it because that's not why they're playing him. The guy Spy Kids reference? Yeah, deadass. Like they did with Deimos. I hope that they do eventually, especially with like old TennoCon packs. I would love for them to go on sale again, because like the TennoCon 2021 pack, I believe, went on sale at one point, out of nowhere after it ended. So I'd love for those to come back as purchasable too. But we'll have to see, I guess, with like the Railjack supporter pack has never come back, weirdly enough. Just hopes that not dying is a very effective strategy. This is true. It's also super boring. That's why I'd personally not actually recommend Revenant to new players. Like, will you not die? Yes, but that's all he does for most noobs, and I just don't think that's fun. Nitro, are you?
Yeah, I'm just trying to fucking know what's it. Is it more efficient to use Topaz or Red Shots for secondary crit chance?
For who?
Titania.
Titania doesn't really want secondary crit chance, in my opinion.
I mean, it sounds funny, but yeah.
Her crit chance is so low. I mean, if you're using heat on it, you could use oranges, or you could just use reds. I personally use reds for power strength, but for her fire rate. Don't Neja and water Neja. When it comes to, like, don't die frames, I would say that as a new player, the number one frame I think you should pursue is Rhino. He's a very good all-rounder. With all of his abilities are very simple, but he still is able to do a lot of work in the end game too. Opinion on energy tank builds. I don't really use them, so I guess I would say no opinion. But I would say pursue Rhino as an early game frame. I would also recommend pursuing like any of the frames that are in clan tech. Zephyr is super good. Bolt
Yes,
is very
definitely
good.
get Zephyr propaganda. Please get her. She's busted.
Banshee is nichely useful, but nothing crazy. Neja is very good. You can get Wukong. Whether or not it completely ruins your experience of the game is depends on how much you abuse him. And then, like, Mag, if you didn't pick her, or Excalibur, if you didn't pick them, are still good takes early on. Another one I think that's important to get is actually Frost. Frost is big for making defense missions easier, or Gara. They're both very good for making defense missions easier. Rewire how I view religion.
We must understand Pazur
All right.
to understand his Narmer. You know these vaults. Get in. Find what you can.
We arriving at the... Why do you do this? I'm going to end this mission if you banish me again.
You got two laser barriers.
Infiltrate lets me do that.
Yeah?
There's
Yeah!
I will kick you from the mission. The real reason I want to eat a rework Limbo is so Nitro will stop doing this to me. It never ends. You guys don't know the fucking pain I experience.
It could be worse. I could be a Limbo main.
Bugged multiplicative scaling on most projectiles? Yeah, I did read about that. You can kick people? No, I'll actually just break up the entire lobby and only re-invite Phoenix. I don't know why I hit that button. I don't need to. Auto breach 2 in a row. Whenever Nitro plays Limbo, he just compulsively banishes me, and I'm sorry, dear, it's so fucking annoying. I just randomly can't damage things. Dudes feel like Limbo is the kind of character where if your teammates aren't also Limbo, you're going to struggle one way or another.
You've triggered the alarms. Lose
Wait,
this
what?
data,
I didn't.
and the mission will
What?
be a complete failure.
Is Nitro about to cost us a vault?
They won't even know it's gone.
Oh,
We
yeah,
failed
probably.
the vault, right?
Yes, we do fail the mission if we lose a vault.
Oh, the fucking door isn't here anymore. What the fuck?
Do you not have Avara?
I do. However, I
No,
had this one mem. Fuck's
we
sake.
lost.
The enemy has
God damn it.
successfully
Okay, Nitro,
destroyed
you're not allowed in vaults anymore.
this mission.
Yeah, fair.
Banned.
Apparently, this mission has variations because the door that is usually open on the side wasn't.
For
The
people
plan was I was
Limbo-
gonna fucking get in there through the laser barriers and just fucking use Sporky to hack it, but the door is blocked.
No, just take Avara with Infiltrate. I don't know why this is so complicated. I don't think I've ever seen you play Avara on an Archon Hunt SWAT. This is just the way to do it. It's free as fuck. Wait, is something Gimbo? Yeah, pretty much. It's on a 1 centimeter release. This one I'm just going to fucking, like, staple, like, I'm going to, like, tape Nitro to the ceiling, and then I'm going to staple the tape into the ceiling for extra adhesion. Phoenix, what the fuck is that? I am being repeatedly jump scared. Just removes them from hacking. That's the thing about Limbo that I find frustrating in its current iteration. That's just his problem in general.
You know these vaults.
If you're not using the Infiltrate augment, you can't walk through lasers. Keep that in mind. Honestly, maybe we should just continue to ban Nitro from Spy Vaults regardless. Just from this point forward forever.
I'll go to B, I guess.
I think we need more covert PvP frames. Real. The main issue with Narmer, especially, is that you can't
Stay focused. There's a
can't
heavy
easily just abuse ciphers to do it all really fast.
for increased security measures. You've triggered the alarms.
And there it is.
Data and the mission will be a complete failure.
Did he go into a vault?
Yes, and he broke stealth. Auto breach clutch. Use perspicacity. I mean, you can. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be fast enough. Auto breach, please.
Man.
Allow the
damn.
enemy to destroy all their data. This mission is over.
I know perspicacity works, I just don't have a slot for it because it's not that hard. Perspicacity Wukong. I'm sorry, I'm not that cringe. It did so
Does
bad.
Cloudwalker not trip lasers?
No, it doesn't.
Of course it doesn't.
All right, take 3. Why not bring Lisette air support? I mean, I could. This isn't... But here's my thing. This is not normally hard enough to justify some advanced strategy.
Moment, hello?
Yep.
I can hear you.
Your mic.
Right, yeah,
Auto hacking.
I don't know why the fuck that failed because, like, I'm not sure that came up, but, like, I have the fucking mod on. I checked my config and everything.
Honestly, I'm just... Nitro, I'm sorry. Do not enter a spy vault for the rest of this mission.
Understandable.
We are not going 3 for 3. At least you're failing fast. You know, I can't argue with that. We're not super sunk into the mission. I like how Bazooka says even you, like I'm some kind of fucking idiot, which I am. Just homophobic? That's true. I'm not gay, but my boyfriend is, so they detect him and not me.
Fucking apparently.
I like how I pickpocket the guy and he's like, what the fuck? That guy just took my turkey sandwich. That would be it. Like, honestly, it'd be great if there were, like, joke drops you could get from enemies. Like, that kind of like the Destiny, like, Halloween joke items and stuff.
And the fucking, what's the 10th anniversary fucking, coupons.
Yeah, those are funny.
Where's my wallet? Romanian arc. Honestly, Ibarra is Romanian.
Have you seen that fucking, like, that one fucking gif, like, the Romanian anti-air where they just fucking deconstruct the plane overnight?
Yeah. There's also this one where it's like a guy in Gmod driving across like a border checkpoint, and as soon as he enters Romania, his car disappears.
Checks out.
Really, other shit for stealing. Ooh, that guy hit me with a fucking all is one right to my face. What the fuck? It's just a stug. Replica
Dude,
stug.
Double auto breach. I'm about to bust.
I'm about to bust. I think the most I've ever gotten in a row for auto breach is 3, maybe 4. I might be misremembering.
How the fuck did I do a fucking Parasite finisher in the air? What?
I don't really have any stacks of anything, so this is going to be kind of a difficult with Baza, but it's fine. This gun is not amazing, at least not how I have it built. The Romanian shrieked in anguish. Real.
I have Sporky who has auto hack on, but yeah.
Nitro, stay the fuck out of the spy.
I am.
Thanks.
If I get close enough to the window, maybe he'll path to it. I don't know. They keep trying to fucking fix the Sporky being able to hack vaults thing.
I am on fire. Okay, well, it seems that the enemies have somehow seen you. Because they're active now. They've seen something.
I'm outside still, the fuck?
They haven't raised an alarm, but they're... Yep, there it is.
What the fuck? I'm not even in here!
Y'all seeing this? Literally, as soon as I set foot in this vault. Also, technically, yes, you are. Anything past that glass is in the vault.
I didn't even go past the glass, though. The fuck?
Or, sorry, past this door to the glass. Is in the vault. Could it be duplex? I'm pretty sure that if you're cloaked, those companions will still be, like,
no, they won't actually. That's right. The Spooky duplexes don't cloak. Forgot about that.
Nitro is, yeah, just trolling. On the grind. There we go.
I did it again. I have infiltrate on, and it's fucking. I guess maybe that doesn't count as a laser vault. It's like a sensor or some shit.
What's the next mission in this lineup?
It's a defense, so we have to defend Shipper. Only a real one does.
It's a 20 wave defense, right?
It's only 10, but it's still boring as shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
Ugh. Especially because Chipper is like normal, you know, swordy defense targets a lobotomite and wanders into whatever the highest damage enemy in his zip code is.
I mean, he hasn't been brain shelved yet. Okay.
I think he's gone through one too many brain shelvings at this point. Chipper's my favorite character. That's probably because it's you, Evelyn. I'm convinced you are actually Chipper. I'm gonna take Saren just to try and make this as fast as possible. His best friend to banish? Yeah, pretty much. That's for representation? You already have representation. All of Fortuna is just Space Australia. You guys think my teammates will be ready here sometime this year?
Probably not now.
Killing myself. Skipper is the only Australian person. I'm pretty sure that the other actors are still Australian. I know 100% that Ticker is. We also have slave labor.
Slaver, let's go.
Hang on, let me go.
Alright, while we're waiting, everyone observe the Glorb. The Kuva Glorb. This will be another certified lurker moment. If you've been hanging out in chat, haven't been saying much, you know, just been here, go ahead and type Glorb. Give us a Glorb in the chat. I admire the Kuva Glorb.
What about the Glorb?
Also, yes, this is Prova Vandal. Wherever it is on my character. Not important. Glorb. Thank you for the Glorbs in the chat. All hail the Glorb. What? I didn't realize Hunter was watching this. Don't you have a job to be doing?
What the fuck? The help desk is calling.
I'm gonna call the help desk right fucking now.
Hey, give me that number.
What's on Arthur's kind page now? I'm Glorbing. Maybe Unreal. Reminds me of back in the day when I was streaming at like 6 a.m. and Sly said something to Lurk. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing awake? And he just replied, why the fuck are you awake? And it's like, you know, fair enough. Glorb. Phoenix, you chuckle fuck. Sorry, I'm getting very aggressive. Normally I call you the F slur, but we're live, so I can't.
You're fine.
Glorb.
Okay.
That reminds me of the time that it was like 4 in the morning, and I got a notification on my phone that someone named Snorpus joined my Discord. I thought their username was so funny, I started laughing for like the next 2.5 minutes.
Bro, so I don't know about you. If I saw that, the first thing I would have felt is fear.
Just I see Snorpus join, and then I look in their profile picture, just that one gif of Big Flop with like the
That's all
rainbow
we have
thing
time.
spinning behind them. I just started laughing my fucking ass off. What's the lore behind Glorb? It's a Glorb. Yeah, Snorpus, that's peak. What PC specs do you have? The only ones people care about, I have a 5800X as my CPU and a 3080 as my GPU. I guess I also have 32 gigabytes of RAM, but
Keep the specialist alive. Their
for some reason I thought she said specimen, and I'm like, specimen?
Hey, yup.
Could you two clowns get over here, please? You see why I normally stream with just Nitro, and then he just kind of doesn't do anything? It's so much easier that way when I'm playing with effectively a rock. Yeah, he's making dog noises now. Glorb. How big are your PC's pecs, though? Good question. Also, I play 1440p, but my streams are at 1080, so it's not as harsh on the bandwidth. Most people can't even watch them in 1440, so... I hate glue. Phone has a bad influence on Nitro. Yeah, they both just have to sit there and do their nails.
I wasn't even looking at my loadout, I was looking at my Spotify playlist again.
That's even worse!
Yeah.
Where's your excuse now? Phoenix, you fucking clown.
I'm sorry.
Unreal. For committing time theft on British man. You know, I can see that. Oh, he's gonna fucking die to this, isn't he? Okay, no. I just completely expected him to. Thank you, Protective Dash.
Who wants 1 billion hit points?
Nidus after casting is 3. I'm pretty sure I actually calculated it with enough damage buffs. Nidus's effective health is like fucking 5 million.
Oh, but you'll still get one shot at level cap, so it's bad.
Exactly. Chat, I have a minor spoiler for you. This probably won't be the next video, because in like a week and a half, I'm going to be visiting Nitro for a week, and this will be kind of a longer project. The next video that I'm planning on doing is going to be What Can Mirage Hack? I want to do a video on that subject. I think it'll be interesting. But beyond What Can Mirage Hack, which I'll probably put together over the course of the next few days.
I just realized, babe. Mirage could either hack the planes or hack something to make Russian too.
Maybe. But after I do What Can Mirage Hack, I might do a video about Valence Formation as well, but that's one that I'm kind of up in the air about. I want to do a video about health tanking and damage reduction in general, because I feel like the entire perception of health tanking being dead is kind of a myth that's very propagated. And so my idea is to do another kind of discussion style video, because I want to get harassed more, I guess, talking about damage reduction, how it actually works, and why I think that content where you can only really survive via shield gating or invisibility is not most of the game, and it kind of skews it. Because I feel like a lot of people kind of take that high-level perception of, like, you know, they were like, oh yeah, well, at level cap, and it's like, are you doing level cap, though? Because most people aren't. And those that are, I feel like, kind of refuse to admit that there's not very many practical reasons to do it, and the majority of the player base is not going to sit down for, like, minimum 4 hours in a single mission or some shit, right?
No, but well, no, but...
Like, it's one of those things where, like, if you do play that kind of content, that's totally fine, but most people don't, and the game is not balanced around it. Something I will eventually bring up, probably in that video, is I do think enemies deal too much damage past a certain point, but there's this perception that health tanking is just, like, not usable even at Steel Path level, and that's just not true.
I mean, if you're Scala, maybe, but, like...
So, well, there are certain... is relevant in Duviri. That's the only area where I will grant that caveat. Duviri has decrees to offset that, but the problem is that the decrees stop mattering because no amount of health saves you from the fucking 40 billion damage you're about to receive.
Yeah,
but Steel Path of Duviri is the only area where I grant an exception. Everywhere else, I don't think it's as relevant. And something, because really, here, I'll give you guys a bit of a rundown as to my theory for this. Health tanking is able to function with... Basically, there are 3 components you need to be able to do it. You need your actual HP pool, how large is your HP pool, damage reduction from things like armor, adaptation, and abilities, and health regeneration. Those 3 things are what ultimately comprise a good tank type of character. This is part of why I think, like, for example, Corvex looks like he'd be tanky, but he's not really that tanky in practice. He has a high HP pool, he has a high amount of armor, but he has no other damage reduction or healing to scale off of. Which is why I would like them to give him some form of damage reduction or healing ability through an augment so that he can actually be a decent tank. But characters that have the ability to stack that kind of stuff, it's very valuable for them. Like, I guess let me kind of talk about something that I experienced. So I was doing a bit of math in the simulacrum, trying to figure out if the formula that the wiki had listed for damage reduction was correct. So I took Gara into the simulacrum, and I spawned a level 100 Steel Path Eviscerator. I picked an Eviscerator for a very specific reason. I did some testing and determined that Eviscerators deal pure slash damage, which meant that for adaptation, it only counters, you know, the 1 damage type. So that's good. So, the Eviscerator, with no damage reduction, their attack dealt, I believe, 923 damage, something like that. Shields have 50% damage reduction, so that Eviscerator Sawblade deals, I think it was 463 after it was rounded. Maybe 461, but I think it was 463. So that's because of shields and 50% damage reduction. Okay. So then you add Gara's 2 to that equation. So that's the 50% damage reduction of that, plus 90% damage reduction from Gara's 2. That took it from 460 damage to 46 damage. And you want to know what happened after I added adaptation? It went from 46 damage to 5.
Oh, yeah.
We went from 923 damage to 5 damage.
Let's go.
With just a little bit of buff stacking.
And that was just with the 2 and adaptation, because shields innately have 50% DR. So I feel like a lot of the perception of that stuff being bad just doesn't understand that in Warframe, damage reduction sources are multiplicative with each other. So diversifying them is very important and can give you a lot more effective health. How sane am I? I mean, I wouldn't replay that quest 12 times, but to each their own. Where the fuck is Chipper? I want to heal him. Where did he go?
Excellent question.
Here he
Evelyn
is.
said she wasn't paying attention and she wants you to sum up everything you've discussed in the past hour.
Give me the timestamp. Give me the time.
I'll sum up everything that I said in the past hour. I hate Australia and I hate you, Evelyn.
Would you
Yeah,
like me to, Evelyn, would you like me to explain it in Fortnite terms?
Last frame can be really tanky. Yeah, and then you have Corvex, who's supposed to be tanky, but he's not because he has no DR ability. What the fuck? I think it's fine with other content. Yeah, when I make this video, EDA is an environment where I think you can help tank, but you have to be very good at it. Certain characters like Corvex and Lavos can get away with health tanking despite lacking DR abilities. That's sincerely a Corvex main. Something I will suggest in the video is to either make this a base element of it or an augment for Corvex, that every rock that he gets for Disometric Guard gives him 10% DR up to 90%, and that whenever he rolls that 10% chance on, like, when he kills a rad proc enemy to restore a charge, he heals himself. I think that would make it a much more interesting ability that would also make him actually able to tank. Because currently he really can't.
So basically, Evelyn, to explain what we've been talking about in Fortnite terms, because you asked. So, you know how if you're playing Fortnite, right, and you're going up against another player, and they're about to full box you, and they're about a full box and 200 pump you, and you have, like, let's compare it. Say you have no shields versus full shields.
I'm going to get autism listening to this. Please stop.
Full box and double pump. You're like, what the fuck are you saying? That's
Also, I actually have 3 Tau Forge Blues on Corvex, and it's honestly still not enough.
Basically, if your shields reduce the damage when the sweaty player goes to 200 pump you after
Everyone just typed
you,
what?
it would only 199 damage pump you, and you'd live. So there you go. That's it explained in Fortnite terms.
I think that actually gave me brain cancer.
Prancer.
Cry about it, bitch.
But yeah, I want to do that video. Basically, the idea for the title currently is health tanking dead? Where I try to lay out my argument for, in most content, no.
Chipper's down.
But there are a few exceptions for that to me highlight a bigger problem, which is that while health tanking may not necessarily be dead in most content, we are moving into content where it does matter. Steel Path, Duviri, like Steel Path Circuit and EDA specifically, we're getting into territory where it does matter, and I think it highlights a bigger issue with the game, which is that enemies scale and damage too fast. Because there's also another big thing that affects, which many of you probably think of when I say enemies deal too much damage. Excavation and defense game modes really suffer at higher levels because enemies deal a shit ton of damage. And I think that's another thing that should be, reined in.
Sweating, Margaret. Scan's doing fine. Old enough and ugly enough to do 2 mucking things at once.
Innately to his third ability. I'm honestly shocked he has no, Disometric Guard is just lame, if you want my honest opinion. It's
really
basically, it's hideous resistance, but you can get the stacks back.
And
Fortnite lingo hurt me deeply, yeah, same.
Everything else, so it's worse.
I feel like if Disometric Guard gave him DR, it would actually be a really good ability. Even without the healing component, if it just gave him DR, it would be a really good ability. But for some reason it doesn't, and it's just boring. It's just not great in the most played content. Nope, I actually disagree with you on that. It is not great in some content, but in most of the game it works perfectly fine. Honestly, even in environments like Uviri, it can work up until decently high levels. Like, EDA, like I said, you can health tank. You just have to get a character that's quite good at it. You can't really finagle it like you can with, like, a Corvex or Lavos or someone like that. But if you get a character like Citrine or Dara or something, it works. I wouldn't even say 80%. I would go so far as to say 90+%. The only two environments that most people are doing where I do think it is legitimately struggles would be EDA, and that is contextual, and Steel Path Circuit. Pretty much everywhere else, unless you're going for like super long level cap runs, which, let's be real, most people are not.
I'll say I would go out on a limb. I would go out on a limb and say that for everyone in chat, maybe 3 of you have ever level capped in your life.
Like, it depends, because a lot of people that watch this kind of stuff are also like more involved in the game, but most people do not level cap because there's very few legitimate incentives to. The main reason is for stacking. Can we please move over to Chipper? I don't know if you were down here, but he's kind of struggling. All right, my insta
Sucks to suck. Shouldn't have been Australian.
True. But
sorry, Evelyn.
I have never level capped. I played for 7 years. I've level capped a couple times, and it's almost never worth it. Like, the main reason I would say that's like a legitimate incentive is the endless relic buff. That is a legitimate incentive to level cap. But for the most part, you don't really need to. I get more than 7 decrees on Koumei? Real.
I'm going to strike you quite hard. Okay, Evelyn. Whatever you say.
I level capped in Disruption on, I think, 2 characters, Loki and Ashe. And then I've level capped in Circuit twice. Once by myself on Mesa, and once when playing with Sabuchi, which he has a video on. I think it was Wukong there, but I was playing my staff Wukong, not the clone one. So, like, the main legitimate incentives to level cap are Circuit, to get as high of a reward as possible, and Relic buffs. I would count the Circuit, but I also do feel like it's not as big of an incentive. Because the Circuit, after I believe the 4th one, is when you reach the maximum bonus, whereas for Relics, it just keeps scaling. But I do think the Circuit is a legitimate reason to go to level cap. But even beyond that, most people will still not play the Circuit for that long. Most people will play the Circuit for like an hour, which I think is in the thousands, and then probably leave. It just depends on the player. Yeah, and I think that, like, a lot of people kind of have this sort of perception that the game, like, is a level cap almost from, like, YouTubers doing it all the time. And most people don't need to do it and don't need to use strategies that are specifically for it.
I think she's just about good, matey. Scans
Level 30 is level cap? Real.
Just give it another minute, I reckon.
I don't know. Like, when I was doing my testing for this, I actually specifically went to Mott because enemies deal 3 times more damage there just to prove my own point. Which is also how I realized I should talk about Corvex, because Corvex is a tank in concept only, but he drops the ball because he doesn't have anything to scale off of. Also, yeah, enemies in the tier 3 or tier 4 void, so anything off of Sedna, deal 3 times damage. Don't ask me why.
Y'all knew that, not me.
This is mentioned nowhere in-game. I don't even think it's mentioned on the wiki. Yes, they deal more damage. Like, if you're getting your shit rocked tier 4 Void on Steel Path, that's why. They deal more damage. Wiki mentions it. I couldn't find it on their Void page, or the page about any of the individual mission notes. Maybe I skipped over it. That's not one of his abilities? Yeah, I'm thinking of Nova, sorry. Fine, I'll heal Chipper.
Sag,
a loser on it. Chipper, please stop dying. You buffoon, you bumbling idiot. Average Australian, I'm sorry, Evelyn.
I think this is like the 4th time we've had to apologize to Evelyn today. We're such nice people, aren't we?
His enemies being irradiated. That's true, but it's not consistent. Like, if enemies deal a lot of damage, they'll still shoot him if he's the closest target. Overwhelming sense of dread and burnout? Yeah, deadass.
Prepare for an assault.
Covered in a tank shell. Is that I do think if they made his 3 give him damage reduction, I think he would be a much better character and fit into what they actually want from him a lot more. Corvex to me just feels like he's not quite finished. His 3 especially feels like it's a very underbaked ability to me. Vulnerable with his 4, at least that's true, but you won't be in your 4 like literally at all times. I do like Corvex, especially now that Wrecking Wall is in the game, but I do feel like his 3 and his 1 feel kind of underbaked. His 3 more so. I think his 3 just needs, just please give it damage reduction, and he'll be way better. That's the #1 thing I'd want them to give to it. Time for Hunt Showdown. Let's go, baby, let's go. Repels Nightmare, at least. Nightmare Frame is... I'm honestly the kind of guy to take Prime sure-footed on Corvex. Worse than Baruna's passive. I mean, I can see that. Oh boy, we have to wait on Phoenix.
No.
They're looking at their Spotify playlist.
No, I wasn't.
Really get to use the read that part. I personally like the augment, and I found it to be helpful.
Nitro, why did you send me this?
Waiting.
Oh.
Like, I personally like the 2 augment. But yeah, it does basically continue that Corvex does not function outside of the Steel Path in a lot of ways. That's something that I think is interesting, is like, it's very obvious DE is designing new frames around the Steel Path's existence. Like, I would say that every new frame we've gotten since, honestly, probably like fucking Stein Axe has been made with the Steel Path in mind.
The stench of Nyra's venom is upon this tenement.
Okay, all of you were close enough. Nitro, hold still, you need to step on the weed.
Right.
You fall off the map, I'm not recasting this, that's just gonna be a you problem.
Fair enough.
Alright, weed administered. Wrecking Wall was better at grouping. My thing with... Like, because Wrecking Wall is kind of difficult, I guess, in terms of, like, it is kind of a narrow grab. Like a second rank 5-1, damn. My main thing that I want them to do for Corvex at this point is just some kind of self-heal and or damage reduction. Ideally both, honestly. Making an angle like Bone Widow, that would definitely be helpful. Corvex reminds me of Launch Grendel, where he launched, I expected him to get buffs, and he never really got any, and I was really surprised by it.
Launch who?
Launch
Grendel.
Corvex. Grendel was the same way. You can pretend you have Marilena on Corvex. Grim.
You found her. Stay on the move. Those eyes can kill.
Why is this not adding to my headshot gauge? Oh, because the crystal is there. Like that. Bitch. Leave me alone.
Endgame content.
Endgame TM. Warframe players be like, where's the endgame, my brother in Christ? It's there, it's just too easy. Probably going to be an augment. That's my biggest concern. I hope, like, if we get it as an augment, at least we're getting it. But I genuinely think that, got the whole feed the shotgun mechanic in the launch weeks. That's true, but I don't feel like it was enough for him, at least from my perspective. I will confess this, I never liked old Grendel. I didn't think he was very fun. And, that kind of skews my opinion. Like, playing without mods, that kind of could go hard, I'm not gonna lie. Augment buffing characters, and I agree, like, would an augment for Disometric Guard that does that make him a lot better? That's true, but that's just another mod slot you have to sacrifice. I would like them to just buff the ability and leave it at that, but... Because, like, there are some characters that are, like, they were nothing until they put on the mask, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
For example, Gyre. Gyre's augment is basically fucking mandatory on her. It's just too good.
Yeah.
I'll say I don't think there's a single Gyre build out there that doesn't use it. Oh, I dropped the mask.
So good. I won't deny it was a strong strategy. I just thought it was a boring strategy. Baruch has one too. Reactive Storm, I agree, is also basically mandatory for Baruch. There are, honestly, I feel like quite a few of them in the game at this point. That, like, another good one, Icy Avalanche. Icy Avalanche is basically mandatory as well.
That's the Overguard one, right?
Sevagoth, yeah, Sevagoth recently with Dark Propagation. I wouldn't say that Dark Propagation and the one augment Critical Haze are necessary, but they borderline are.
I'll say, holy shit, Black Ops Zombies reference.
I don't think Sevagoth needs them to function, but goddamn is he fucking good with them.
Yeah.
And now, yeah, Reactive Storm, I feel like they need to do another look at and make it so it can't deal IPS damage, because they did actually nerf the ever-loving shit out of it with the damage rework. Is now real mandatory for Ember. I do think it's very, very good. The Overguard, I wish, was at a higher percentage rate, like conversion. Sick. But that's just me.
Hey guys, the gunship's here.
I'll be honest with you, I think no one played Sevagoth because he was annoying to get and they just fed him to the wall for glue. I don't think he was ever that bad. I actually quite liked him for the longest time. But his augments are just insanely broken. That's really what sets him apart. Got her, bitch ass. I did enjoy Sevagoth, but just stop being mandatory. It's going to be a lot better now that you can recast it, but I do still think it'll be useful. Be careful, Nitro. I don't want you to die.
Roger.
Nitro is playing the puppy girl. Is that fucking Revenant?
Huh?
Phoenix is playing Revenant.
Cringe.
Unreal.
We will not get a Tau
Arms
Shard.
rage click with his tear of
Oh my god, I actually got one.
Tau Forge yellow. Yay, the Ultra Piss Shard. Yippee!
Well, I'll take a reactor blueprint.
It's a travesty. I'll be honest, I don't even bother watching a lot of other like Warframe content creators, so I will not make any comment on them. When you explain augment mods in Fortnite terms, Phoenix, I will kick you from this fucking chat. Do not. What? Evelyn asked you to explain augments in Fortnite terms. My answer to that is no, Phoenix cannot do that, actually.
Aww.
10 seconds until mirror defense goes away.
Welcome.
Okay, rare gems, 8 zones of ESO. Capture a Hydralist. I haven't done that in fucking ages.
Let's say whatever we do next will probably be the last thing I do.
They have augments in Fortnite. I don't know if you want to commit to a long arbitration then. It's an infested survival.
I'm fine with survival.
Depends on how long we would be in it.
Well, I don't know how much
Probably
Vitus
like
you
an hour.
guys need, but I'm at enough that I won't need to be in there for that long, but if you are
I was
low
gonna
on
say,
Vitus, you'll need
I was gonna
60
say,
for the
yeah, I got
galvanized mods.
I'll do like an hour max.
I think... Let me look. Why...
I'll say, cause yeah, I can do an hour because I'll take my meds. We can go for an hour and then I'll go to bed at 11.
I don't believe you. Real.
Okay, so Evelyn, basically, Evelyn, you know how in Fortnite you have your just like your regular guns, right? And like they're all fine and good, but in Fortnite you can spend.
Okay, so we've kicked Phoenix from the goal. We'll see if they come back when they notice. I'm being silenced. I didn't remove your permissions to join the channel. You can still rejoin. I just disconnected you.
I hate you. I hate you forever.
I warned you. I warned you.
He did warn you, yeah.
Fucking hell, man.
I don't know who to play, honestly. I don't think they have guns in Fortnite.
True. I've never shot a gun. I
think you're right, actually. I'm on the fence. What the fuck was that, Phoenix?
That was a really weird hiccup. I'm sorry.
Phoenix fucking dies and destroys the eardrums of every person watching. Can you explain the Baruch combos again? Baruch beats children. That's all you need to know about Baruch. Only relevant part of his character. I'll just take Lavos. I just want to avoid getting disrupted every 3 seconds. You're on the fence. Get down. Stop trespassing. True.
Okay, before we start, I'm gonna go refill my water and take my meds.
Off to everything you can do. I don't find them to be that egregious, personally. They're definitely annoying, but if you have a weapon that's decent at killing them, they're not that bad. I do agree that they're annoying, but that's kind of the gimmick of the game mode, I guess. Brute gameplay, E, yeah, pretty much. We have to now wait on Phoenix again. Alright, everyone, back to Glorb. Hello, Glorb, we've missed you. Say hi to Glorb, everyone. I guess I can just clip right inside Glorb.
Hell yeah.
Hello, Glorb. Rip an entire month of Forma crafting, I guess. Grim. Say hi to the Glorb, everyone. How are my specters cooking? Yes. Indeed. Do I actually have any regular Forma blueprints? I think I built them all. Yeah, I did. Glorb moment. Top 10 Glorb moments. Number 6. Glorb.
Let's go.
I am gonna have to, because, like, that's the thing with the companion rework. I'm excited, but it's gonna be a shit ton of work to get everything up to snuff. Because it was the first time, let alone this time. Number 7, Burger King Kuva. True. The last thing you want in your Burger King Kuva is some departed saint's consciousness. Can you use them with abilities or anything like the Tord into them? Actually, like, if you play Arbitration solo like I normally do, the hordes are disappointingly small, in my view. I don't know, I've never personally struggled with them. I wish that we could do Steel Path arbitrations, purely so that I could get full enemy spawn. You explain Koumei's ability to someone who doesn't get what Warframe is? Okay, you know Yahtzee? It's like that.
Yeah, unironically.
Infinique, I want an Overguard removal tool. If you have secondary fortifier, it can do that, sort of fill that role as well. Someone who doesn't know what Yahtzee is? Do you know D&D, like Dungeons and Dragons? It's kind of like that. Aw, dang it. Melting Overguard when the update happens. I think that'll be interesting, now that it has that niche. Give it the posture that makes it prioritize Eximus units too. What if they don't know what dice are? I don't know what I'd tell them then.
Wait.
You two fuckers accepting the mission.
One sec.
I'm gonna kill you both. Oh my fucking god. Would be less painful. I don't know. So you're entitled to your opinion. I personally have never found them to be that annoying. It depends on the frame. I'll concede that. If you're relying on your abilities a lot, like Excalibur, they are very annoying. I'm scared. Oh my god. Fucking, it's like...
I guess
like
I'll put on a Smita.
Cringe. I'm not even gonna use Smita. I don't give a shit. New boxes without the loot? True. Can someone explain gambling in Fortnite terms? You know loot boxes? Now both her Ancons are mouthing the words, all is one, Darth, all is one. You say Yahtzee's like D&D? I'm just picking games with dice. I'm gonna develop a gambling addiction. The infestation has come to Cetus. Can you explain Lavos in cretin terms? There it is again! There it is again!
Surprised you could hear that.
They're gonna be funny. Yeah, I hope that Koumei has no restrictions, honestly, on that stuff, because that'll make it fucking hilarious. Can you explain Fortnite and Alamo? Can you explain divorce in Warframe terms? So you know Equinox is one augment that splits her into two different... It's like that.
No.
Equinox's two halves don't love each other anymore, and they separate. That's what happened.
No more self-cessed. It's over. It's over.
What? Is it like marriage makes you like one whole person? It's like that in reverse. You separate into two half people. It'll be a limited pool of decrees so far. They said on the stream that when it came to, there's no limit for how many you can obtain, it sounds like, but that for which ones you can obtain, they weren't going to say. So as far as I'm aware, we have absolutely no idea what decrees we can get, but we know there isn't a cap to the amount based on, or like within the limit. Arbitrations are so fucking boring.
Get ready for a capsule.
I mean, this is just like Steel Path relics, but less rewarding.
Yeah.
Probably won't include the decrees with downsides. I'll be honest, I want them to include every decree. That would be, for me, maximum fun. Include every decree. Getting a spiteful decree would be fucking hilarious. Like, I'm 2 minutes into my run and I get something like Mercurial Bend. That would be hilarious. I would love that. That shit would be awesome. I am nowhere near anyone else. I also just blew up that group of enemies with the lingering puddle of blast. Happened at the wrong time. For me, I feel like that's where the fun comes from. Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Being able to get spitefuls would be funny, because I feel like that's part of the whole gambling element, is you gotta lose sometimes, you know what I mean? That's part of where the fun comes in, if you ask me. I don't expect spitefuls to be included, and yeah, if they are included, people will probably just bitch and whine about it. But in a scaling degree, I don't know. They did not say. My guess is that you can just get like decrees like anyone else, like any other environment. Spiteful will be the augment. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised at this rate. It's like, alright, new augment. You can now get rare decrees, but also spiteful decrees. I'd use that shit. That would go hard as hell. Every weapon causes a slash proc decree. Oh, because you take damage with that one. Even though Koumei does have the potential of, if you roll triple sixes, you could become literally fucking invincible. Not like the decree scale with Warframe stats.
I think if you roll triple ones, it should close the game.
I agree. If you roll all 5 ones, it just automatically bans you.
Nah.
It uninstalls the game from your computer.
Damn decree acquisitions. I'm guessing a lot of it'll just be like, because a lot of the challenges they showed were really easy, like get 22 headshots or get 16 kills while sliding. None of the ones we've seen are that hard. There I go. Whoops. Hi guys.
I don't know why I brought a shotgun for this. Single target shotgun.
I did because Ceto was bait. Kills while airborne was
Yeah,
one? Yeah, I think that's correct.
Man, I don't remember when this gun was meta.
It would be very funny if they do that. If they include that one, I'm pretty sure it will only apply to crate breaking, not like regular drops. We'll have to see, though.
Imagine if they include like the Devil Resources one, the instantly becomes a farming frame, potentially.
Can someone explain the Diddy allegations in Warframe terms? I'm not even educated enough to try that, but I feel like I get fucking demonetized.
For the what allegations?
The ones
P. Diddy.
against P. Diddy.
I
have a very surface level understanding of them. They're very, very strange.
So basically,
You guys know Chains of Hera?
Okay, so imagine imagine like Ballas is like some super famous like influencer, right? And he invites a bunch of underage Oricon to the UVAN theater.
Oh.
Real.
I have so many people touching kids.
Like, whenever they perform continuity, Ballas uses it to blackmail people.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party, like a Ballas party, baby.
That's already
Dude,
canon,
there was
though.
so much. Bro, Justin Bieber was on the Diddy list, bro. He was probably a victim.
Probably. That reminds me of the thing with Stephen Hawking on Epstein Island and the jokes that, like, fucking, he liked to watch midgets struggle to write equations on whiteboards. Oh my god, that shit was so fucking funny.
Oh my god, that is awful.
It's like,
We
what
should
the
not be
fuck?
talking about this.
Yeah, probably not. I just thought that one particular, like, piece of misinformation was so fucking funny.
Wait, that's misinformation?
Yes. What, you actually thought that was real?
For some reason, yeah, that didn't seem in context.
No.
Man. I don't know.
Oh my god, Nitro.
Hawking was into soaking. I didn't know he was Mormon.
I thought that was like, projections. This is like, I guess I don't fucking know.
You all see what I have to deal with. You all see what we call Nitro a bimbo on this channel. That's why Stephen Hawking. I think that Stephen Hawking was probably there to do sick tricks on the wheelchair. Yes, I agree with
wheelchair,
that.
like half pipes.
Not like he could participate. There was one joke where like people witnessed Stephen Hawking get out of his chair at Epstein Island and like trust.
Bro, I saw a tweet. So basically, they found out there was like this like super secret like network of tunnels under Diddy's mansion, and I saw someone like retweet a post about that, and they said, "Bro, P Diddy's house is a zombies map."
Deadass, yeah.
It's shit's like Vietnam. I also hate that because we have more people, more spawns means more Vitus drones, which also means that technically it is objectively better to play with more people here.
Yeah.
I hate this shit. Let me play by myself if I want to, goddammit. Hello, arbitration drone, perish. Arbitration drones are funny on infested missions, but they're so weak that normally the arbitration explosion just fucking kills them. FP Arby's win. Unironically, I want there to be steel path arbitrations. The 100% increased drop chance for resources alone would make that one.
No, he means the restaurant, dear.
That's true. Steel path Arby's where you get double food poisoning.
Dude, he had gobble gum.
We need to take you to the fucking Arby's over here and then watch you fucking, I don't know, like, panic as you
There was a really funny thing involving Diddy in court, where basically they asked him, like, "Hey man, where the fuck do you get all this baby oil? Why you got all this baby oil, dog?" And his lawyer was trying to say, like, "Oh yeah, he bought it in bulk from Costco." And then the CEO of Costco was like, "We don't sell that."
Why are you buying that shit in bulk from Costco, though? Or Vitus Essence. Delicious. Scrumptious, even.
I was like, we should probably talk about something else now. Sorry. Oh,
it's
Lord.
funny because I'm pretty sure that Link keeps posting in my like comments like, you need to address the allegations. But everyone asks what he's talking about, he's just like, I'm lying. It's so fucking funny. I've watched him get multiple people. It's like, cool, it's not cool you're not addressing the allegations. Like, what did he do? And then Link is just like, nothing, I made it up.
Nothing, that's it. He doesn't do anything about it yet. He hasn't made anything about the allegations.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, I didn't have gold. I've heard that now free-to-play games don't need gold on Xbox, but yeah, I just play solo a lot. Because, like, if I don't know what to do, I'll just open Warframe and do some shit. So I play the game solo, I'd say probably 90% of the time.
I'll say Dark Souls 1 went on sale again, so I've decided now that I own it on PC again, I think I'm going to continue achievement hunting. Say since I need to 100% that game in Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, Evelyn did make Cool Kid Exposed. Also, I've gotten 16 Vitus Essence already. Goddamn.
Yeah, I've gotten 22 because I got a couple Smita buffs.
Reasonable. But I didn't take them because Smita is yucky.
For now.
Your Honor, we run a pretty big nursery. Real. Did I release
Cool Kid, if you were to get in the YouTube controversy, what would you want it to be for? Like, what would you want it to be controversial for?
My original joke was that Sly and I were going to get into joke YouTube beef, but that's obviously not happening anymore. So at this point, I think I'm just going to expose Sabuchi like JC Denton did. That'll be my next goal.
I would say, yeah, just like artificially create beef
I'm
with
gonna
him
post,
for no reason.
I'm gonna post the picture he sent me of Steve photoshopped onto a girl with massive tits. This really happened, by the way.
Yeah, Steve at one point had massive fucking tits.
Just start like spam tagging Flurp on Twitter and calling his fashion shit.
Just fucking send that fucking Photoshop thing to fucking DE Steve himself on his Twitter handle.
The images that Sab randomly sends me are like traumatizing. Also, yes, it was Steve Sinclair.
Sneezing Sinclair's Steve. What?
Real DE Steve himself. If I ever get to meet Steve in real life one day, I am going to call him DE Steve to his face.
Or you could just be like, "Hey, Steven."
Thought it was a generic internet predator. Yeah, you know, fair enough. I don't even, like, I had not even really, like, I had passingly heard of him before this stuff, but I just don't really keep up with, I guess, that, like, sort of scene. So I was just like, oh, this is a thing that's happening, I guess.
So yeah.
Honestly, nothing will be worse than the cursed meme that I can't escape. That was 100% an industry plant. I will not name it, but
Oh, Toxin Eximus?
oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah, we have
check
to
that.
res Nitro by. I think it's like what killing. I want to say Eximus units drops them, but I might be. Oh no, it's the drones,
It's
right?
The
The drones
drones,
drop
yeah.
them.
I'd say we
Pick
need
up
5.
10. Is the buff
This is a
or
full
the-
health. Womp. Nope.
Oh, they actually have forgotten to add the tooltip to Resurgence Burden. I think it's the same as financial stress. Waking up feeling like Venus. Real. I don't know if we deposit these or if it's just once we're holding enough, the auto revives.
I think once we have enough, we just need to walk up to him, and it'll bring him back. I have 1. You have 2.
I've got
Okay,
2.
we can get more.
I haven't done arbitrations with a group in such a long time.
Same.
Another. I've got 3 out of 5, so.
All right. I have 2. There
Yep,
we go.
there we go. Nitro has returned. Limbus Company pod. Astro World. Never suffered the consequences.
Pigeon, I was gonna say Pigeon to answer your question. No, she does not. She actually retroactively changed the lyrics to that song.
Funny.
What song?
He no longer wants
TikTok
to
by
feel
Kesha.
like P. Diddy.
I'd say, have you
Oh,
ever
so-
heard that song Nitro? Where it's like wake up in the morning feeling like P Diddy.
Vaguely.
Wake up
I'd
in
say
the morning,
she
P. Diddy's
changed the
feeling
lyrics to
me.
that
Help,
song to
help.
be wake up in the morning like fuck P Diddy. I was saying yeah, she. So. Why did I activate this? My stupid. You die in arbitrary.
Life support activated.
But Evelyn, what if you're
Die in
playing
real
by
life.
yourself? What if you don't have any teammates to revive you? Or you're just dead in real life
Alright,
forever?
guys, new thing. I'm going to try to level cap in arbitrations, but if I die, I kill myself live on stream.
But if I die, like, so. Trying to do arbitrations like win 1 life or like hardcore mode or some shit when that's the whole point of arbitrations.
I also spawned a Vitus in the other room that we were in.
How long?
It's
They stay on
over.
the floor for 5 minutes, like Steel Essence says, right?
Yep, it's a 5-minute timer.
Okay.
Blast a Tomos, baby. Blast a Tomos. Let's fucking go. Never goes down and I never play public. Yeah. I also generally just kind of forget about that mechanic. I've only ever seen the Void Angel spawn, I think, once in EDA. Because normally no one just outright dies, in my experience. Wamps, there we are. Warframe if Nuzlocke challenge. Honestly, imagine if you die on a Warframe, you have to delete them. Warframe Nuzlocke.
That actually would be kind of fun.
Or maybe just you can't use that frame anymore. Beat the whole game, Nuzlocke.
Oh, so that's what Nuzlocke
That's
means.
a fun idea.
It kind of
Someone
is.
should do that. Maybe I'll do that.
I'll just tell
I have to
Rosie to
make
do it
another
because she
account
likes
for that.
Pokemon. Like
I'd
Rosie,
have to make another account for that, and I'm not trying to get banned. I spent too much money on this game to get banned.
You also try hard in that mode. Honestly, typically in my experience, I haven't had that much of a struggle, but I also don't do EDA public because it's annoying. Check video in Warframe discussion, please. What is this about? Hold on. Let me throw down an energy pad so I just don't die real quick. What are you referring to?
It matches. What the frick?
No, not you again. Not you again. Oh fuck.
What about it? Drunk driving? Is this what you're asking me to watch? I'm guessing so. Hold on. Let me mute this. What am I looking at right now exactly? Oh, oh, it's a Dargan tweaking out. Okay,
Yeah.
that is in fact a certified hood classic.
You will all share in
Thank
this
you.
narrative. Hold out as long as you can.
Arbitration shit. Yeah, look at that shit. Legalize nuclear bombs. Swag massage. Dargan classic. Steel Path Stug Survival. I'll be honest, the Stug meme I think is kind of just overdone at this point. That's Trib's domain. Stealing that Dargan video. I mean, I guess you'll have to...
I guess technically, because they did the fucking
I feel like
Stug.
Trib owns that bit now,
Pretty much.
even though
Like-
he technically failed the run.
It's like, you can have it. What part of that failed? I never watched the series.
He failed the run on fuck, what's the boss on fucking, I think it's Neptune? No,
The Hyenas?
no.
Or
Well, you
Ambulance?
failed him on the
Ambulance.
hiatus,
Yeah, he failed on
but-
Ambulance.
I can see that.
I was there, yeah, because he accidentally got a non-stug kill on Ambulance, and he wasn't able to Alt F4 the game in time to not register it.
Damn.
I'll say, but yeah, he would have failed the run anyways, because by that point, the new war had come out, and he didn't put kill the Archons. Someone else did it, but he didn't do it.
Damn.
He was too weak.
Tragedy, honestly.
Yeah, someone else on YouTube did it. I'm pretty sure it's like a 20-minute kill.
Mark 1 bow Steel Path run. That's actually definitely viable because Mark 1 bow's Incarnate is very strong. I use it as a stat stick
yeah.
for Gora. Cycles between creators. I think it's mostly Trib's thing nowadays. I think it was originally Drecker Tube Girl back in the day that like made the meme kind of start, where she ranted about how much she hated it.
What, the Stug meme?
Yeah, I think that was when the Drecker Tube Girl started, like way back when. I don't even know if she makes stuff for Warframe anymore. I'll never forget. I think it was Drecker Tube Girl and Brozime arguing against AGGP on Twitter, where AGGP was like, "You two combined can't defeat my massive intellect." And it's like, thank God, Rob, not in the partner program anymore, dude.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, bro, I actually thought he was an anime character. What the fuck?
Pretty much. I'll never forget that my favorite Smash Twitter conversation of all time with Salem's years of research about a game that hadn't come out yet. What a fucking clown.
Best Smash Twitter
I
account
hope
is still
Sonic
Deep
Fox
Left
learned his lesson.
The best Smash Twitter account is still Deep Leffenbot.
Deep Leffenbot is so goddamn funny. Unironically, peak Smash humor is Deep Leffenbot. If anyone here plays Smash and doesn't know about Deep Leffenbot, highly recommend it. It is fucking hilarious.
Obligatory fuck Leffen or some shit, you know?
I mean, I think that's kind of just obvious at this point. Deep Leffenbot is in fact peak. This mission boring. Aw, hell, I'm gonna pull up some Family Guy for my chat at this point. I love Deep Leffenbot. Leffen's more of a melee player. I guess he's moved on to Guilty Gear and stuff now, and he is, unfortunately, pretty good at that game, too. Like, I will never deny Leffen's skill. He's very good at video games. He's just a shitty person. Lamau. Alright,
Time to look at my
Operation
phone.
Saving Private Phoenix. Nitro, please clutch up. Please clutch up.
What happened?
Phoenix died.
Oh, right,
I hit R to reload, I thought, but I must have bumped F, because that was not what I meant to do. Blast, baby! I fucking love Valence Formation so much. If you kill an arbitration drone, it'll... My status immunity just saved my life. If you kill an arbitration drone, it'll drop a little token to pick up, and once we collectively have 5 of them, if we both walk up to Phoenix, it'll just bring them back.
Gotcha.
I will not be reading chat for a second. It is kind of imperative I do not die at the moment. I see one in here. Oh, hey, there's a... Can I have that, please? There we go.
I just learned today that DC and Marvel had the trademark for the word superhero and they lost it today.
Oh, nice.
Aw. That's why they call them soups in the board.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
pretty
actually-
sure that actually is the reason why. Marvel also has the trademark for the word mutants. That's why they're called metahumans in DC.
Alright, you're back, Phoenix.
Thank you.
No thanks to Nitro, you lazy bitch.
I couldn't
God, I
find
lost
any.
all my buffs.
Nitro leeching again. Snooping as always, as they say. I don't know if anyone here even fucking remembers that meme.
They're not old enough. If they don't remember that meme, they're not old enough to watch your videos.
Successful you will be.
Snooping
Thank you, information so brain dead. My Lavos has other stuff that I can do with him, absolutely. He's not like a pure tank or anything, but This is with the mecha sets, which is a lot of fun. I think mecha set Lavos is a very fun combination. I know he's very good with, like, companions with, what is it, Manifold Bond, where, you know, you can give them faster cooldowns. He's very good for that because of his status spreading abilities, but I like the mecha set. Yummers and Omlander killed me, boy. Real. With Chroma Subsume, I could see that, but I feel like, I don't know, Lavos is built well enough, but I don't really feel like there's anything I want to remove on him to, you know, make helmets. You know what I mean?
Life support has been replenished.
Don't let your health go before 1. Honestly, like, shield gate that shit. That's, like, if I'm ever in a plane crash, dude, I'm gonna use a rolling guard. I'll survive.
Just pop grenade fan.
Yeah, if I'm in a natural disaster, I'm gonna shield gate it.
Nuclear war, I'll just shield gate him, don't worry. What's the Profit Taker?
I was gonna say, yeah, you can shield gate the Profit Taker nuke, which I still think is hilarious.
They unironically, they need to fucking change that. I think it's so dumb.
It's like, I want to run. It's like, nah,
It's
I'm
okay,
good.
I have Prime sure-footed. Huge Riz increase. I'd Mesmer shield my family and friends. Just use a Reeve through them for that 1 stack of Mesmer skin so they can tank it. Me when I give my friends and family Mesmer shield and then I watch one of them stub their toe right before the plane crashes. I accidentally infused gas. Whoops, Gazette reference. We're taking that
I mean,
off.
it's good against Infested, right?
Now, not really. Only Deimos Infested have the positive matchup.
That's cringe, honestly.
It really shines against the Infestors.
I swear you're like Plato's man.
I just realized those builds are finally outdated. No, they don't. They no longer shine against the Infested. It's over.
I will never forget that. For references to what Nitro was talking about, way back when Inaros was still considered a pretty bad Warframe, there was an Overframe guide I had seen so that their build, quote, really shines against the Infested. And I was like, of course it does. Everything fucking shines against the Infested. They're easy. And I started to see this in multiple builds looking at the website. I was like, this build really shines against Infested. But just seeing this recurring gag of like if something sucked, it was like, well, you see, it really shines against Infested. It's like, yeah, no fucking shit. They have no armor or shield.
With an asterisk now, yeah.
Well, yeah, unless you count, like, the Mutalist, like, Tar Mutalist MOA or something, or if you're on Deimos. But at the time, that
it's
wasn't
like the fucking
even...
guy strong Hydra. It's just like, no, the fucking Corpusaf shield units, yeah, the one shield unit that fucking kills himself if you can't.
Yeah, it's like, they have armor, and it's like, yeah, the Oxium Osprey and the Bursas, I guess? The Suicide Bomber enemy? Orbeus really shines against Infested. I'm actually using Orbeus because it spreads cold, which is fun. Because Orbeus is a guaranteed cold proc. I also want to let you all in on some secret knowledge that's not really secret. If no one here has tried it, take like Artax or Verglis or something. Don't remove the cold on it and put on Shivering Contagion. That shit is actually the freest crowd control of your fucking life. It is so good.
I'm starting to lose brain function.
Few stat effects, which is a lot of work. If you use Ceto or something like that that can prime enemies quickly, I don't think it's nearly as bad. Personally, I don't feel like Lavos needs any changes. I understand the gripes that people have with him. I just don't personally, like, struggle with them that much. He dog barked? I think he was. I wasn't paying a ton of attention. Not you.
Oh, right.
You'll hear this.
I'll call Rose. I'll call Rose.
You should play Gas Lavos. Alright, there's Gazette. I knew it was going to happen.
Oh, there he
This
is.
makes it really good, too. Yeah, Artax with Shivering Contagion, like, that kind of stuff is just very good in general. Please DE. I don't think his 4 cooldown needs lowered, personally. Especially if you play around his 1 augment and bouncing, like, your cooldown reductions from that and Transmutation Probe. It's not terribly difficult. I don't know, I feel like Lavos having to work for his nuke is something I actually like about him. He doesn't feel as brain dead as a lot of others. 30 seconds? Well, okay, I'll show you a magic trick.
We will all share in this bounty. Hold out as long as you can.
Yeah, I just shed about 15 seconds off of my cooldown there. And that's not even with that many enemies. I feel like I appreciate that with Lavos I actually have to work for my setup. The child clearly just ran into his fist. That's true. If you're in high enemy density environments like the Steel Path, it's pretty easy to not lose your cooldown, at least in my experience. I feel like Lavos' nuke, while very strong, you actually have to set up for it, which I personally like, to reduce the cooldown. The cooldown itself cannot be reduced, but you can make it so that efficiency gives you more cooldown back from things like Swift Bite. So efficiency can help your cooldown reduction, but not the cooldowns themselves. I'd say after we hit this this second rotation C at 30 minutes, we should just go.
Yeah.
I know. For real.
Only energy frame to see if cooldown frames. Yeah, real. I actually like the cooldown mechanic just in general. It gives them a very different feel compared to everyone else in the game. I'll say I main him since day one. I'm guessing that if they don't fuck with the order anymore, it'll probably be Zaku next, which makes me sad in that Lavos is my favorite, and they're moving him to the end or to the beginning of next year. How much I like the feeling. Duration Lavos actually is a lot of fun. It sucks that they nerfed his 2 back in the day, because for those who don't know, you used to be able to have multiple puddles from his 2, but they nerfed it so that if you use like your 2 again, it would consume all the puddles and deal the remaining ticks as damage.
Oh, that sucks.
This was for performance issues on the Switch.
Of course.
The Switch got several characters nerfed. Grendel also got nerfed to a cap of 40 enemies in his stomach because of Switch. So
once again,
they
consoles
fucked that
running game.
But duration is nice for like high status duration setups to use for things like Harmony or really like hard crowd control. The Switch is a shit platform. I'm gonna be honest with you all. I'm expecting mobile to get us some nerfs too, so that mobile players can handle actually running the damn game.
Yeah, no more particle effects, guys. Sorry.
I'm almost positive Dante has a Reddit account. He's the kind of guy who browses like history memes and corrects everyone. The crashing graphics are with explosive. Yeah, with her 2 augment. Explosive leg. Runs better than Switch. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised.
I would say there are phones that are more powerful than the Switch.
Yeah. IRL, Dante would probably have a Reddit account, and you just go arguing about politics, and then he would just draw himself as the Chad and them as the soy jack if they disagreed with him, just like his book. He's gotta be a little too interested in World War II history, but you can't call him out for it. Jeez, Dante, every time we play Hearts of Iron, you keep picking Germany. Why is that? Oh, you just like the faction?
Nice toxic proc.
He just fucking died.
Legitimately, at this point, the only reason I'm alive is because I keep picking up energy orbs. We gotta get Phoenix and we gotta get out of here. I've not seen an RB drone in a while for some reason. I think they do spawn more frequently once you're like in this situation, though. There's one.
Okay, so like, do they still drop the fucking fight essence, or is this just like not a farming method that you can do?
They do still drop the essence. Just in this particular state, when Phoenix is dead, they also drop a little token that you have to pick up, kind of like a.
Okay,
kind
so
like
is it a balanced strategy to just have one person dead, and so you can just keep getting fucking RB drones?
Not particularly. You're still streaming? Yeah, it's only been 3 hours. It's not terrible. So Kalervo search history, yeah, he probably would. Probably would be on several watch lists. Where the fuck are they? There's one.
One over here.
Let me grab them just so we can consolidate, because you do get a pretty sizable health debuff. As a Lavos, I think I'll probably be able to tank that a bit better than you. I guess unless you're using Healing Flame, then you probably would be fine, but I don't care.
I forgot about my Obligado Augment, right.
Unreal.
Yeah, I'm
We'd
stupid.
be out here playing Ember incorrectly. Oh, there's 2 more! That's all we need! Alright, Phoenix. Resurrection. What? I like how 2 people will get that reference, probably. Does anyone know what I'm referencing when I say that? Probably not.
Phoenix.
Is it a
Jayus?
Star Fox reference?
Not Jayus. Who fucked his sister? Yeah, I am aware of that, actually. He is tonight's biggest loser. Alright, let's just go to the extract. Fuck this shit. Or a form of
Ooh, or a
blueprint,
form of
killing
blueprint.
myself.
Not do this without you.
We are out of here. Phoenix, where are you going?
The wrong way.
Really? Yeah, incoming.
I'm playing Overwatch. I'm downright miserable. Grim. I found out they were related. Damn. I'm gonna spawn a Stalker Spectre. What up, homie? Aw, damn it, Phoenix got here too fast.
Dang.
J.U.'s True Salvation. No excuses. I think there's a thing called you can have fun in 2 different games. Or not like a MOBA compared to a regular hero shooter. How do I Lavos? He seems shit to me. The main thing is you have to keep, like, you have to cast your abilities in, like, a predetermined order to achieve your goals. But you can't have fun in Overwatch. Somehow, I don't understand it, some people do. I still have weekly stuff to do, but I might just cut the stream here and do it off air because I've been talking so much. We'll have to do all this shit. We should be good on Vitus Essence for the Galvanized mods, though. I also need to do a bunch of stuff in the open worlds here. I'm going to leave the squad so I don't drag you to all of this stuff. Overwatch.
Oh, yeah.
Like that one 4chan post where it's like a guy says that his like 15-year-old brother walked into his room and saw him playing Overwatch and saw Mercy and just went, "She's from a game?" Yo. And something anyways. I'm not sure. Anyone remember during the Railjack thing where they're like, yeah, Railjack Oplink is the other side of that equation. And it's like, honestly, we should get an endless game mode called, like, I don't know, Raid or something like that, where you are the other half of survival, like raiding for artifacts. That would be awesome.
That actually kind of sick.
Yeah, I'm working on it, bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed because I got work in the morning. Thank you so much for having me. Good night, you guys.
Yeah,
Good night,
thanks
chat.
for coming on, Phoenix.
Anytime. Bye bye. Love you guys.
Farewell. Phoenix is now dead. So we're in Biff's server, so there is a real risk that someone just might join and be like, "Sup, F-Sloops."
I mean,
This does happen relatively often here. I'm not kidding.
I mean, we can.
It's funny that at this point it's like the meme of just like Biff is the only straight person in the call, because like that is unironically pretty much true at this point. I'm gonna get scammed trading gems to this guy. 33 fucking sure. Which Warframes would be good content creators? I think Lavos would be like a Nile Red type. I wonder why he hasn't implemented that yet. Real. What's the deal with Derek? I love this little guy. Real. I have an annoying YouTuber voice. I feel like she'd be like a... I got a Caliban invigoration. Oh, we're so back, Etch. We're so back. Illegal chemical making tutorials. They're actually moving the Conclave terminal down here in the next patch for some reason. Which means they're gonna fuck up my Ember body pillow that has been here for like fucking 8 years. Lavos is Nile Green? Deadass. It's your boy Nile Green here. I love Nile Green. Or I guess now he's just called Mr. Green. His channel is so fucking funny. That's it. I'm telling God. That highly recommend. Highly recommend. Nile Green is an example of AI that I think is actually used well because it's fucking hilarious. I don't want to be lazy. My best bet is Smoke Finger.
Limits on the mining ventures we Solaris can undertake, which I don't approve of, but I bid you the warmest of farewells.
Like, he just stops mid-sentence like, sorry, I'm ranting again, aren't I? It's not generative AI. I mean, that's true. Can you do a Necromite impression? No. Enclave is stupid and busted. I'm only playing it for the Mirage augment. What, like Prism Guard? Because I know that comes up in Nightwave periodically. I can't look in here, see if it's even in there right now.
Well,
Gruzzler impression? Probably not that one either, sorry. He was Coke Finger? True.
Yeah.
Let me look. It's not here at the moment. Like a soda exploding in his face. Yeah, it is in Nightwave, but it's not currently available. Purging Slash sucks, by the way. Deadly maneuvers, critical precision, efficient
I
beams.
tried to make it work early on, but yeah, it's not great.
It's not worth it.
Doesn't even apply to yourself, unfortunately, but like, you know.
That's the main reason it sucks, honestly. It doesn't apply to you. I have what? This would be 2, maybe 3 more weeks, but I think 2 more weeks. To obtain Unseen Dread.
When the dread is seen, finally.
And we're out.
Getting the Nightwave shop rotates. Fair. I'm gonna have to do some Duviri or some Deimos shit, because I need to level this up too. Next update, yeah, Hildren is getting an augment. I'm guessing it's probably for her 4, but we don't know for sure. I'll probably just do some Deimos shit off screen and do some Nightwave challenges off screen too. We've been live for about 3.5-ish hours. I say we'll go for a little longer. We'll hit the 3.5 hour mark. We'll do like another. Got enough Pathos clamps? That's actually a fair enough point. I mean, there's Duviri challenges anyways. I don't actually hang on to a lot of these because I like to buy the stuff that Griffiths has. We got 39. Yeah, not that many. What does she actually have in her inventory right now? I also will, if they add them to the shop, like with the last ones, I'll probably just end up using Platinum for most of the Incarnate, because I don't want to wait for them. Get your conservation tags before Koumei. Yeah, you need to get some of that stuff so you can get those things. They're going to be sold with Teshin. According to...
You stop? Look at
according
us.
to Rebecca, it'll be Vitus
Like
Essence.
old friends.
What do you have on you right now? Fringe? These are both kind of based, though. I don't really need them. Exilus Weapon Adapter, Pog. I am actually buying this.
What drew you to that?
For tags.
You
Yeah, for
remain
tags, it seems
endlessly
weird.
fascinating.
I feel like, I hope that's a typo, because if it's for tags, we'll just have to see what kind of tags you need. Yeah, Gyre, Hildren, Bruna, and Grendel. New Steel Path monster for Koumei's weapons. Those are sold in Koumei's shop. They were shown off on the dev stream recap. Verdi. Kid named Verdi. Look at this weird-ass motherfucker. Also use the rarest tags. You need 45 white Velocipod tags.
Let's go.
My apologies. Literally anything for survival. I do too. Kind of okay, but not special. It seems like it's just an upgrade to base damage mods. How are we getting Koumei? We're going to be getting it from a new invasion mission that appears in Cetus. It's a new game mode called Shrine Defense. I'm just wandering around my orbiter now. Fish Jenga. I'll work on it eventually. Might need to compress it a little bit more. Mission that can drop her also for resource? Yes, they're called, I think, like Shrine Pearls, something like that. Another defense type mission, yeah. Mirror defense, and now we have mirror defense, regular defense, mobile defense, and excavation even, and now this. Oh, Fate Pearls, yeah, that's what they're called. Go Sparkle Dog, please. Fine. I don't even think Liam is here to ask for Chevenant. He asked for a Chevenant video earlier, but he's not here anymore.
But I thought it wasn't in the works.
Fish Jenga? Fish Jenga isn't even finished. Until Limbo is good? Real. Right, it's this one. The Rant Sona. You fool, I'm always here? God damn it. Now I'm legally obligated. Chevenant.
Ordis wonders, why is he here? Ordis supposes everyone has to be somewhere.
They don't want more Circuit Incarnans. I hope they don't add another week, but I'm expecting them to. Also, yeah, this is, my chat helped me make this. That's why he's Chevenant. He's the chat Revenant. He's a fucking abomination. Sparkle Dog was me advertising my merch with my my let me open it up. The glyph on the chest. This is Peep the merch. Yes, my god. Here, we'll spend the last of our next 9 minutes in the Dorma Zone. We'll hang out with Wally. Cool merch 369 indeed. Alright, everyone, say hi to Wally. This will be our last certified lurker moment of the stream. If you've just been watching, haven't been saying much, just hanging out, go ahead and type hi Wally to let me know that you're here and that you're hanging out. This is Wally. He's pretty cool. Thank you all for the... Wally always appreciates your hellos. Wally is, in fact, the GOAT. I mean, he's actually a Vermink, but you know what I mean. Hi, Wally.
Rosie's the GOAT.
That's true. Hello, Wally. What is his full name? That's the real question. Wally's just a short name, honestly. Just Wallin? True. I wonder how you'll do the JFK video when Milan releases. I really want to do that video, but I have to wait for Cyto9 to actually come out. Or the joke just won't land, because people won't know he is an Exalted Sniper character. I will not say hi to Wally. Bam.
Walbert. Time that fucker out. Fucker out.
Yeah, Wally's full name is Walbert.
Odds. Time him out.
That reminds me of, there's a great bit in Phineas and Ferb where Ferb saves, I think her name is Vanessa, and, Vanessa comments on his name being Ferb, and Ferb replies, it's short for, and then he gets cut off, and everyone was like, what is Ferb short for? Apparently his full name is Ferbs, with an S at the end. So Ferb is it removes one letter from his name, and Dan Povenmire was like, that's 20% off. If that was a product, you'd buy it. And it's like, damn.
He right.
Verb Mentarius.
Verb Mentarius, yes, it's him.
Real. A request for a Chevenant video. I said it in the April Fool's one, Liam. There is no Chevenant video. There will never be a Chevenant video. I've been summoned? Who summoned Rosie?
I thought it was a goat.
Oh, because of the goat comment?
Yeah, it's no, that's Rosie, and it's oh yeah, no, here she is.
Isn't Diriga also a sniper? It is. April Fools. I actually do have a couple of April Fool's ideas in mind. I'm considering posting multiple videos. Diriga on the grassy knoll. What some people remember from that stream. That's true. You can bark at Rosie now that she's here. That's correct. You all have permission to that from this point forward if she ever shows up. Just start barking at her to confuse her. Okay, Robin is barking the hardest. You can calm down. Robin, you can calm down. You can calm down, Robin. What the fuck? Calm down. I'm gonna get the spray bottle.
Does that work on dogs?
A new Warframe review for an old frame. I don't entirely know what you mean by that. Who were we barking at again? Ring around me, Rosie. That's it. I'm putting acid in the bottle. I'm putting acid in the bottle. I'm spraying Robin with it. I'm actually gonna get a hose full of acid. You gotta put Robin down. They have rabies. That's true. Review an old frame like it just came out. Just a lie. This frame's so overpowered, and it's fucking Excalibur. It's guys, check this. Radial Javelin, instant AoE nuke, but it's non-steel path.
That would be hilarious, honestly. Some fucking Banshee or some shit. Yeah, Banshee.
Banshee is so... Look at Soundquake. It's so fucking good.
And against level 1 fucking target or some shit.
The nerf to Resonating Quake destroyed that character forever. I hope they release some update to her 4 at some point. Does Arcane Avenger also work on ability? As in, ability crit chance? That depends. It does work on some, though. Namely, Vauban's Flechette orbs are affected by it. You check it out, and Nyx can make an enemy into an ally? Deadass. I wonder if Rosie just saw the barking and immediately left. That would be kind of tragic, but it would also be kind of funny. Only usable for low-tier trash. I just walk through a mission as Ember, but nothing's dying.
It's like, oh, she can just walk through missions now. It's just like...
And now we have Gyre. Adds this new UI mechanic to Warframe. Deadass. Nidus was, what, 2016? God, Nidus is actually 8 years old now, almost, I think. It's weird. When I started playing Warframe, Mesa was the newest character. Because the game came to Xbox, I believe, right before or right after she came out. Zephyr can fly.
Just fucking, it's like, oh my god, you guys, we can fly across the plains now as you just, like, fucking, like, Holtra 1. Like, on, like, the fucking plains of Eidolon or some shit.
Yeah, the Bandicoot thing is in an episode of Weird and Obscure, yeah. But when I joined, Mesa was the newest frame. This was in 2014, and part of my brain still thinks of her as a semi-new character, even though she isn't. I don't know about you guys. A lot of Warframes I think of, or like, okay, let me reword this. Do you guys remember who was new when you joined, and do you still think of them like they're new in your head? Because that's how I work. I always have just thought of Mesa as a new-ish character. I'm still here just
like
stuck
a fucking,
at work.
like fucking 40-year-old car, an actual 40-year-old car or some shit.
Who was new in 2017? I think 2017 was Gara, Harrow, and Cora, question mark? Or Octavia. It might have been Octavia. I don't remember the Warframe release order up until 2019. 2019 is where my eidetic memory of the release order began.
Oh god, is this normal, babe?
Huh?
There we go.
Right,
the fucking... The screen effects.
War?
The fucking screen for, like, the eye flash on the side of the
you're
screen.
fucking screaming. What? Oh, with the... Yeah, you might have... I think if you turn Bloom off, that'll go away, but I might be misremembering.
You cut off a what? What?
Bloom. I think Bloom is what affects that, but I might be misremembering.
Weird. It hasn't done that before.
Hold on, I gotta
I'm
catch
just
up.
like, I'm realistic as fuck, I guess, but yeah.
Let me bring this over here. I wish you could flip the layout of this. Citrine, when I started, Kullervo, when I started playing attention, Kullervo was old. Well, Kullervo's only like a year old now. That's new, but I haven't been playing Warframe for even a year now. And yeah, fair enough. He is still relatively new. Google AI says Mesa came out in 1999. Fair enough. The reason I knew that it was Mesa is because she was plastered all over the launcher and the launch screen, and I was like, that character looks cool. I want her. And then there's just me, like, I remember, like, old Ash, when you just hit 4, and he would... I remember this so vividly when Nick and I started playing on PC together in 2016. We joined a public radiation hazard exterminate, and this one dumb fuck Ash killed the whole team 3 times because he would not stop pressing his 4. And I'm pretty sure that, like, every time he would go down, no one would help him. Like, we would deliberately team kill him so that he couldn't kill us, because he would not stop hitting 4 and killing all of us. What Fortuna was it? Fortuna was not 8 years ago. I believe it was 2018. So it's 6 years ago now.
2021? What the fuck?
2021 was New War and Corpus Railjack.
God.
I think that Ash still plays War.
About the newest one when I started again properly.
Nidus is still new to me. I do remember like Nidus, Titanian, and Aros and all them coming out. Because early 2015, I took a break from the game and came back in 2016 and played it on PC. Because originally I played it on Xbox. Also, you used to be able to do team damage in radiation hazard sorties. If you have, just in general, if you have the radiation status effect, you can deal team damage. That's what it does, is it enables friendly fire. So this Ash would hit his 4, which causes Ash to just auto-target everything in the room and immediately kill all of us. It was so annoying.
Isn't it?
Yeah, you literally, because there was no shield gating or anything either, you'd just die. Ash would just immediately kill you. Same with old Mesa, because she was old turret mode Mesa, where she just randomly, or she just target everything near her. She just immediately kill you. Just to a gamer. Yeah, the next primes are supposed to be Zaku and Lavos, and then Ureli. So Ureli Prime should be next year. It should be Zaku, Lavos, Ureli, and Caliban. Those should be the next 4. And Saren don't really mix. Yeah. Don't use Magnetides and Mirror Defense if it's radiation. I once had a time playing a Kuva Lich mission. A magnetic or a radiation lich appeared, immediately hit me with a rat proc, and I one-shotted the objective and lost. I didn't even know what happened for like a good 10 seconds.
That was so fucking big-brained.
Nova got it from only a year after her release. That's actually pretty weird. I guess I never really thought about that. Because typically the wait time is 4 years. Rebecca did say that their goal is for every Warframe to have a Prime, so I'm guessing one day they're probably going to stop doing new frames and just trying to work on Prime releases, but that apply radiation. I might be misremembering. Wukong got bumped up. Yeah, Wukong got bumped up. I'm pretty sure Inaros came out before Nezha, who I believe was before him in release order. Sevagoth got massively bumped up. Sevagoth was supposed to be next year. Still think of Gyre as and newer of not newest. Yeah, then that's fair, because I do remember Rosie, like, thought Gyre was really cool, and then I sent her a Gyre, and she fucking deleted it. Unreal. A friend that causes radiation to yourself. Okay, I have forbidden knowledge for you all. The laser plates in the Void actually have a status chance, and rarely do inflict radiation. If you can tank it for 3 seconds, if it procs, you can kill your teammates. But you didn't hear that from me. You didn't hear that from me, but you can do that. Nitro and I were doing a mission in the, I think it was a Void sortie, and we would keep doing it. We would stand by laser plates and then immediately like rush to each other and try to team kill.
Honestly, true Warframe comp PvP.
It was really fucking funny. Rad sorties are real PvP. That's what Nick and I always called them, was real PvP. Adaptation carries, dead ass. On professional take haver takes. Going to the Void of BRB, dead ass. It's really funny, honestly. I literally yeeted the rescue target out of bounds, failing the mission. The fact that they can do that is so fucking funny. And instantly fails the mission. The status chance on them isn't that high, in my experience.
Sometimes you can get it on the first hit, honestly. You just have to fucking keep trying.
In Void defenses for a nostalgia. Yeah, the Void lasers that you deploy there, I'm pretty sure are a hard-coded insta-kill for almost anything they touch. Like, you can insta-kill Barrow in his missions with it, which is hilarious. Well, yeah, spent radium barrels, that is another one. They aren't that common compared to the other 2 barrel types, but you can do that. Should I grind him? Caliban, you'll get a free Caliban starting Wednesday. If you want, like, if you like him and you want to get one for the wall, you can. But I would say don't bother with grinding him. If you log in between, yeah, the 2nd and the 16th, you'll get a free one. And I'm guessing he'll probably come with a slot and catalyst like Cyanax did. As your duplex bond buddies are out, you will be gone. I also feel like they're probably giving away Caliban for free because he's a post-New War character, and they want new players to be able to like have fun with him and the rework. If the subsume will apply Tau, I guess we'll have to see. That'd be a strong synergy, though, if it could. Assassination EDA, yeah. Thank God it's finally back. And it's Relentless Tide, which is borderline a buff. Also have Unreal Tournaments, fun factor. I honestly just don't even bother with Conclave anymore. Won't make Narmer bounties not dog shit. I don't really know what's up with Narmer bounties. You guys want the truth? My opinion, Narmer, the content for Narmer shouldn't have been bounties. It should have been invasions. Narmer invasions would have made way more sense. Like, Narmer bounties are just, like, nothing really special. Narmer invasions have potential to be cool, and from a lore standpoint, make way more sense. Missing out on a meme? Don't worry about it. I don't know. I don't get the Narmer bounties, personally. Like, they're there, I guess, but I feel like they were the wrong approach to the post-game or post-quest Narmer content. Narmer Invasions was would have been a smarter idea if you ask me, but I'm gonna write that down and pester DE with it. If only they'd actually listen to me. I have some very tangential evidence that they've occasionally heard feedback of mine, but none of it's concrete. Like, what ephemera is that? I believe it is, fuck, what is this one actually? What's it called? Let me look. This is Fog of War, yeah. My primary energy color, I believe, is black, and then the secondary one is the green, so it looks like my hands and feet glow. Pretty cool. Frames that keep their buffs when falling off maps. I'm not aware of any of them, I guess. I will say this. This will be my last thing before I go, because I really should go. The post-quest Narmer implementation, I think, was just kind of bad. Like, Narmer themselves aren't a presence in the world pretty much at all anymore. If there were Narmer invasions and they could, actually, take over and occupy planets with those invasions, Narmer could have been a very cool faction, where it's they're this constant threat in the world that are actively trying to continue to establish a foothold after they collapsed. But the fact that it's just optional bounties that really don't have anything, to do with the story, they're just kind of there, on top of the fact that they added Veilbreaker and then kind of abandoned Pazul's storyline, just kind of sucks. Narmer's in a really, weird spot right now. I think Narmer Invasions would be a good way to go about that. Also, yeah, they are the exact same as normal bounties. They have Narmer enemies, but that's about it. I don't know. I think that they kind of dropped the ball with that. After Veilbreaker was oh, we're getting more Narmer content. And that was really cool, but then they just kind of dropped it. Would bug out a lot, spawning the drone inside the sentient prop. Funny. Maybe more call stuff could be good, too. Kind of a catch-all every faction. They have some distinguishing factors, they have their all-as-one attack, for example. But Sentient Invasions too. Yeah, I think that, if Narmer or the Sentients got their own invasion that they could do, they would feel much more relevant. Because, they could occupy nodes and potentially, spread across planets, and, the players would have to fight them back. I think that could be really cool. As if, you could have, kind of with a Kuva Lich, where if you click on a node, you have the normal node and then the drop-down for the Lich version of the mission. Potentially, we could have, Narmer variants of missions appearing when they're trying to take over a planet. Like invasions, like in a typical invasion, where you have to, beat Narmer back by helping the resident faction there. I love more Deacon-type enemies, like Bishops or something. Those guys are pretty cool. Helping a Sentient Invasion for a Forma. I think that, having the... Because you could also do cool stuff, like invasions where you're trying to actually, fight back against Narmer if they do control a node, where you go on, Mirexes and stuff like that. Fight together with you against them. Yeah, that's something that I think would be really cool. They kind of seem forgotten. Yeah, invasions exist to basically be hey, the galactic civil, or this solar system civil war between the Corpus and the Grineer is still happening, by the way. And they just never bring it up ever again. After the Arcwing, it just kind of gets abandoned. But I think that would be cool. Narmer Invasions would have been my pitch. Honestly, I wonder sometimes if I worked at DE as a designer, if my opinions like this would make the game better or make it way fucking worse. With Tamed Infested? Real. I hope it's interesting. We'll have to see, yeah. Change node faction ownership. So here's the thing. They actually do, but temporarily. So, Warframe in a nutshell, more or less. If Corpus are invading a Grineer planet and they win their invasion, they actually do temporarily occupy the node and you'll fight them there. It's just pretty rare and doesn't last for that long. I've seen an occupied node, I think a couple weeks ago, because Sedna is a planet I test stuff on all the time, and one of the nodes there is occupied. But it's very rare, it does not happen often. Invasion Nodes used to be the best Oxium farm. Back before, when you could down the fucking hostage on Jupiter and then leave him to die. Corpus Hydron. Corpus Hydron is fucked up, I'm not gonna lie. I played it too one time for the novelty of it. It was like, what the fuck is going on here, dog? Corpus Hydron head ass. It doesn't jump around every 2 minutes. There are elements of the story that are coherent, but I think that they just, like, different eras, right? Like, the jump from the Second Dream to the War Within to the Sacrifice and Chains of Harrow, all of that I think is a good progression. But there's a lot of side quests and just content in general that feels like it deviates from the main story kind of out of nowhere, or plot lines that can just kind of never get resolved. Like, namely, I do think the social solar system civil war currently occurring is just abandoned. They just haven't brought it up. And I feel like that should have been a storyline that's explored more or feels like a more constant presence in the world. No flying Eidolon. I mean, we have the Ropa, but he's just an individual boss. People thought Ropa, based on some old trailers, was actually going to become a Railjack enemy at one point. Rest in peace, sentient Railjack. There's a civil war. Actually, yes. In the Arcwing, the Corpus and Grineer go to war, and technically, this has never ended. That's why invasions exist. It's just not really a real presence in the world. Like, the planets never permanently change hands. They don't even really change hands for that long. It's not really a threat, or like an active element of the story, really. Immediately following that up with Silver Grove. Yeah, that shit kind of... You bounce around a bit. I guess I'll probe chat on this question. I've considered doing a video for Warframe's story, but for people who would never play the game, where the idea is to basically go over the whole story from start to finish. Like the main story, and then relevant side quests, and at the end, every side quest that's not necessarily directly story relevant would go at the end in its own section. But do a video that's like a huge recap of Warframe's story, specifically for people who would not play Warframe, and, you know, like, show the cutscenes, show the important story moments. Try and kind of make it, like, an experience for, like if my dad wanted to know what the Warframe story was, right? I could be like, here's this fucking 8-hour video or something that I made that shows as much context as possible still in it, if you wanted to watch that. The thing is, it would take an eternity to produce. Back when they picked random ones? Yeah, back in the day. Also, good evening, Sci-Fi. I'm actually about to end the stream. Congrats on finally releasing the Limb Bible, though. I haven't had the chance to finish it, but I'm glad to see it's doing well for you. The 9-hour route, are you? I guess we'll have to see. Like an abridged TV show? Kind of. I would want to show all of the cutscenes and all of the story-relevant dialogue interactions, and then I would cut in with my own commentary for things that the game doesn't explain. Pick up where Stallard left off. Stallard still posts, just not super often. Have you guys seen his video on his, like, murmur enemy ideas? Stallard's art is fucking awesome. For the important lore text. I actually do want to do that. So, like, I want to talk to people for doing, like, the Jade lore, that's by Teshin, for all the Samaris lore fragments, stuff like that. Stallard streams every week. I actually didn't know that. Doing something like a lore video myself. Wouldn't involve, like, event stories they need to the wiki dive to learn about. A lot of story, like, event stories actually aren't really that relevant anymore. The main one being Alan's story, but a lot of them aren't actually super relevant these days. Like, the Gratavis dilemma is such a minor story footnote. I would still cover them, but they're not as difficult to get your head around as you'd expect. Just not between factions. Yeah, Helldivers 2. Then again, it's like, yeah, Helldivers 2 is less of a civil war and more of a two-front war. Like, our enemies in Helldivers aren't fighting each other. They're just fighting us. I'll go back and kick in. I think it'd be cool to have more, you know, stuff like his gameplay style. I loved the Orvius grappling hook a lot in the new war and want that mechanic to come back. It was really fun. Alad V event lore. That's the main thing that's missing. I'm probably gonna have to cut it here. We've been live for just about 4 hours. I need to, like, do some more of this stuff just off. I'm gonna do some mining off camera, head ass. Season 2. And that's something I definitely could do. My goal is to at least timestamp it all. Let's aim for 5? No. Particularly excited for you to see my rework ideas. Yeah, like I said, I've been trying to finish it, but it's long enough, and I've been like, you know, at my job and things like that, so I haven't had the chance to just like watch it all in one go. But thanks for stopping by, Sci-Fi. No real relevance these days. Even the sentients are back foot. Nowadays, the sentient plotline is like finished. That's the goal for Narmer, at least, aside from Pazul. Be watched in segments, and you know, fair enough. Back in KG. I'm sorry, I have to work my job to not die. My apologies. Extremely condensed, grim. Fun fact: the status tier list, or the passive tier list, is so long. It's, I believe, 27,000 words, or no, 22,000 words. The average number of words that people say in a day is 16,000. I miss when sentients were difficult and I sucked. Yeah, fair enough. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here, just because I have some stuff I need to do. So thank you all for joining. I want to try and get the Mirage video out, actually, hopefully, like, relatively soon. It'll be a shorter video in, like, the next couple days. I want to try and just, like, work on that and get it out before Koumei, if I can, on Wednesday. Just so that I have that, you know, ready to go. Might not release that soon, though. Might be a little bit after. But thank you all for watching. Discord's in the description. Stream VOD playlist is in the description. I think Rose's channel should be in the description now, too, if you ever want to, you know, check out what she's the one who's the art for the channel. I think it's down there. If not, I'll have to add it. Notice for the normal videos. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. See ya.